I don't care if you been tooting and booting all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host. The Through Prodigy coming to you live and direct from the beach. Just smoke me out, fam, with all that dang shit on my left. Oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
If you don't think that we're the dankest podcast on the internet, the old ninja says this: it doesn't matter what you think. Our the dankest podcast out there.
All right, I'm engineering on the 1 to 2, stroke people out on the 3 to 4. Kronos.
If I ask you to buy something and I give you a specific link to fucking buy it, just click buy. If you forget what the fucking link is, just ask me again. Hey, what'd you ask me to buy? And then I'll resend it. It's easy as that.
Sounded real specific. On my far right, engineer, or last but not least, damn, I'm fucking all the way up. Blue.
There is 157 booties that have met the booty warrior, and apparently they wanted they wanted to do it the hard way.
There was nobody that wanted it the easy way. Is that right?
Nope. Nobody wanted the easy way. 157 wanted it the hard way.
God damn. He's undefeated.
He is a true booty warrior. Holy shit.
But so wait, is he keeping score or are the victims keeping score?
Well, the corrections, the jail were keeping score. Yeah, he had 157 convicted rapes.
It's crazy how
inside prison.
How do you go to prison and the prison keeps a tally of how many men you raped, and that's just okay? People think it's funny, but it's like he's in an institution to keep him from doing crime, right? How the fuck do you let this dude rape 157 dudes while in your care? Like, seriously. Nobody cares.
I think they like keep track of it so they can add it to like his tally, and then like when he goes up for parole, it's like, oh, Mr. Fleece, it seems like you have taken about 58 booties since we last spoke.
Real good way of deterring him from doing it again. Yeah. It's working quite well for him. All right, let's bust out those statistics.
Dude, Prodigy, I almost wore my Love and Warren shirt too. I had just changed it.
Quality shirt.
It's a quality cartoon too. I wish somebody would have picked it up. Hopefully somebody does someday. It's a great cartoon by my boy John. Friend of the podcast, John. Statistics. The first in the chat would be nobody so far, but also we're kind of late by like more than usual. Listener of the week would be Zor. Once again, I think he's going for the all-time record. So keep it going, Zor. We definitely appreciate it. So yeah, that's all we got.
Don't forget to let your mama know to listen to us.
Good shit. Old Ninja, you usually pour out something frothy. What you doing this week?
It's a multi, never frothy. I'm gonna end up starting my fucking podcast that way. We're gonna start up with Jack Knight, comedian, actor, and writer who co-created and co-starred in Peacock's Bust Down. He also wrote and co-starred in Big Mouth as well as Blackish. He's performed stand-up comedy opening acts for Dave Chappelle, Aziz Ansari, Joel McHale, and Eric Andre. He died at the age of 28. His death has been ruled a suicide.
Damn, that's really young, especially to have that long of a career and some big name shows. Fuck.
He also has a show coming up. I didn't actually closed it, but he has like a yet to be released project, which will be released, I think, before the end of the year. So, and then Ivanka Trump died. There you
Wait,
go. Really?
Daughter?
Really?
Ivanka Trump, Trump's first wife.
First wife? Oh, okay.
Gotcha, his wife.
And then there's Ivana, the daughter.
I mean, he had a lot of wives, man. Forgive
True.
me for not like keeping all of them straight. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's all
She had one of the best divorce quote. I can't remember. There was something. I had to look it up and see what she said, but it was like really funny.
It's probably like, I don't need your money or something.
No, it was not that.
She needed all the money. Go ahead.
Didn't she die from like blunt force trauma or some shit, falling down the stairs?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think I saw that they said she might have had a cardiac arrest and she fell down the stairs and like the blunt trauma is what did her in.
That
where's the quote?
So my joke from earlier, it was very specific because it was Prodigy. Prodigy,
Okay,
can you hold
this-
on? Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say her quote was, "Ladies, you have to be strong and independent, and remember, don't get mad, get everything."
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
She didn't get enough. All right, Prodigy, can you hold up the microphone that you bought? I got to shame you just for a minute.
Yeah.
So does that microphone look like this microphone?
No.
No, not. I mean,
Did you buy off a Wish?
they're both black. I mean, yeah. All right.
It's a microphone.
It is a microphone.
Is it a USB microphone?
Yes, and I was like, dude, I can't get that to work with like our setup. Like, if we had a bunch of USB mics, maybe, but I don't want to do that because you short out the USB bus. So with too many inputs, I just fucking did that today. Actually, I had too many USB inputs that took too much power. So yeah, on a laptop, it's not great.
You should just buy it and then build them.
I mean, I could. That's probably what I should have done. Real quick before we get everything started, I want to give a shout out to a winery. Actually, it's called One Hope. If you guys can see this, it's the white is like washing everything out. So this winery actually, there is a campaign going on right now. So if you buy this wine, they have a whole bunch of different kinds of wine. There's I think they give I think it's 15% to Rescue Residents, which is a nonprofit that I'm a part of. Once again, it's helping out veterans experiencing homelessness. We've talked about it a bunch of times, so just a real quick overview. We're trying to help them by building RVs out of ambulances, and then so they can move around the country and have a place to live. But yeah, we've partnered with them with One Hope to get donations, and I bought a whole bunch of wine, and I'm going to open up their 2019 red wine blend. So yeah,
All one word, One Hope.
2 words.
Okay. Very nice.
I don't know. For some reason, when you said that, I thought of One Love by E40.
Oh yeah, no. And also I will give I can give a link in the description of the podcast if you want to buy some and get some donations, easy donations for Rescue Residents. There you go. Also, we're part of Amazon Smile now. So the easiest way you can give donations to any nonprofit is just go to smile.amazon.com and then just look up Rescue Residents in the donations. And you just shop on Amazon as normal, just under the Smile Amazon thing. And you make normal purchases, and a portion of your purchases come to us. So it's nothing extra you got to do. And it's not going to add any extra money onto your purchases. It's just a portion of your purchases go to us. So a small portion.
That's pretty cool.
So I gotta fix this really quick. So Ivana Trump, because I know people who are listening to this.
Isn't that a totally different person?
It is. Ivana is the one who passed. Ivanka is the daughter.
Okay.
So
You
there's a
fucked
letter.
that up.
Yeah. So their names are very similar. I'm literally missing one constant. And so
How old was she though? Ivana?
Ivana, she's born in 49.
Math.
That's a lot of math going on here.
70
50,
something.
51,
Yeah.
70. Okay.
She's 73.
All right.
Was she friend with Reagan? Yeah. Reagan's wife?
Oh, you
What's her
mean
name?
Nancy Reagan?
Throat goat.
Yeah,
Say her
Nancy
name
Reagan.
right. Say her goddamn name right. Come on now. Throat goat. We all know it. We've established this.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some who did it better than Nancy, but just saying.
God damn. Okay. It is what it is. Did she still she kept the same name even after the divorce? Is that correct? Or did she change it back to her maiden officially?
I believe she kept it as strong because her last name, her original last name is very hard to pronounce. So
Okay.
Is it almost like she wasn't an American? Like she's possibly an immigrant to America?
She definitely was an immigrant from Czechoslovakia.
It's almost like he has a thing for getting white immigrants over to America and not complaining about it at all, but then talking shit about the brown ones.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she came from a shithole country.
Well,
I mean,
she came from Czechoslovakia,
Czechoslovakia, which is now the
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
Had a whole war about that.
Yeah, if you looked at her last name, you'd be like,
I have no idea. How
there's letters in there I have never seen it before in my life.
God damn.
Mhm.
All right.
Like it's ZELNI with like a weird thing over it, then C with a weird thing over it, then KOV, then A with a
Is there
little over it.
Is there an umlaut?
One of them has an umlaut. The other ones have other symbols that are like, I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, rest in peace, I guess. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anybody else on your list?
No, that's it for this week.
God damn. All right, we back up in this motherfucker. Where do we want to start first? God damn it. There's a whole lot going on, as usual.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well, Comic-Con started today. San Diego Comic-Con?
Yes, San Diego Comic-Con did start.
Is it a madhouse down there right now? Because your guys are down in that neck of the woods.
I work today, and yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit too crazy for me over there. And so, no. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they messed up my press credentials this year, so I was gonna go back and try it, but it's I just got over COVID, even though my shit wasn't that bad. K-Mac getting it was terrible, and we had to isolate for 10 days, and those were 10 days of bullshit. So yeah, I don't want to do that again. Hopefully next year I can do that. I know there's some folks from out of town. I think Gion's out here. Maybe we can hang out. I'll be willing to have dinner or something like that. Maybe it depends on how long he's out here for, and if I have time, I guess. But yeah, we're not going to be there this year. Sorry.
It's what it is.
Yeah, I just saw on my Facebook. I think it was 4 years ago. I went down there with Prodigy. It was fun, but man, that place was fucking packed.
Dude, I literally don't know how it is humanly possible, even with masks, to not have some outbreaks with that many fucking people.
It's gonna be insane.
It's sardines up in that motherfucker, and it always has been, and not even just the halls, even the floor. So
not even
the floor is outside. It's
outside.
All of down.
You can't even cross the goddamn street.
So literally, they shut down traffic for cars. They are rerouted because there are so many people that you can literally not drive through. So you're rerouted around the downtown area because there's so many fucking people there.
You know what else is wild? One of the major hotels there, Hilton, one of them. Fact check me on which one. They had a strike today, and so that shit is gonna be fucking chaotic as shit in terms of all of the celebrities and whatnot. Because in the big hotels, for the most part, you got to be a celebrity or with a studio to get a room there. Which one is it?
Hilton Bayfront.
Hilton Bayfront, yeah. That's going to make it even more chaotic because they're going to have picket lines out there, and your room service for your A-listers is going to be fucking off and shit. That's going to be interesting.
It's the one right next to the fucking convention center. Yeah, they are fucked because they have events there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have hell of them in there. And I love the press interview because when we interviewed not Walking Dead, but The Gifted, that was inside that building.
Yeah.
And I think we had another interview in there as well. But yeah, that's one of the main spots outside of the convention center.
Yep.
Where me and Cronus we went to the Star Trek Picard exhibit was in that hotel. I think the year before was the game, the last season of Game of Thrones. They had a Game of Thrones exhibit that was there. That line went around the corner and down the street all day until they closed that exhibit. There's always huge events there. I think there was one of the gaming companies had their exhibit at the hotel because there was some VR and some other stuff that was going on in that hotel. There's a bunch of stuff. So.
Dude, one of my favorite memories. I mean, I got a bunch of memories from San Diego Comic-Con, but I wanted to go see the Steven Universe's press thing, and I think it was inside that building that we're talking about, and I went to go get a line, and the security's like, "Oh, the line, it's down that escalator and outside." I'm like, "Well, I'm part of press." They're like, "We aren't doing anything for press for this." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" My press credentials didn't mean jack shit. And when I went outside to go check to see where the line was. Oh, that line it snaked up and down the fucking pier. So if you ever been to San Diego Comic-Con to the convention center, it's it's on a pier almost, and that whole back area the line was just snaking. It was longer than any line at Disneyland. It was ridiculous. I didn't realize Steven Universe fans went that hard, but
Dude,
yeah, that shit was funny.
Pretty much all Cartoon Network shows got all kind of crazy lines and whatnot. So Cartoon Network always shows up big. DC and Marvel, obviously, they show up big, but, Things like what old Ninja mentioned, Game of Thrones, which Game of Thrones, they're having that prequel stuff. I'm sure they're going to go hard on that. I saw the trailer and I was like, okay. They put money into it. They got dragons right off the fucking bat. So we'll see.
There's also the new Lord of the Rings TV show. I highly doubt Amazon is not going to show up to the con without showing all these fans the first Lord of the Rings TV show ever.
Well, then also we got, speaking of Amazon, we have a spinoff from The Boys that's coming out. I think it's called V or something like that, or the V.
Gen V. I think it's Gen.
Yeah, Gen V. I think that's what it was. Yeah, and it's a bunch of like college kids that have been on V, and so they got superpowers. I mean, there's not much of a synopsis that's been released, but I don't know. It just seems anything that's a spinoff of The Voice, you know, it's gonna be fucking dank as fuck, and it's gonna be a bunch of blood, guts, and maybe a little bit of tears.
No blood, guts, fucking lube, all kind of shit.
Fucking cross debating.
I'm still tripping that is, I guess, the former lewd master, meme lord that craves all the dankness on the interwebs has not seen this show, or at least the current season. I'm talking to you.
You talking to me? Goddamn.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I still haven't seen season 3 for The Boys. I need to catch up. I heard it's fucking great, so I'll try this fucking weekend. We'll see.
Everything you wanted in dankness
it's there.
that you basically post memes about are pretty much there.
You can't say everything though, because I
said pretty much. I didn't say everything.
All right. Does it have a lot of interspecies reviewers type scenes, or what are we talking about?
I mean, there is some octopus on dude action, so
you
got a few squid girls,
and there's a few old ladies in it too.
Slime girls.
There is some interspecies type stuff.
Actually, yeah, there's a bukkake.
There's all kinds of
scene.
All right, I'm sold. I love the first 2 seasons. I need to fucking watch this one.
Even though it was on a man, it was fucking gross.
God damn.
The dankest of the dank, and you ain't none of it. Disappointed.
I will catch up. I was trying to play what was it? Some fucking Destiny 2 with your ass.
Yeah, but you don't like following directions as per Cronus had already stated.
Dude, how are they gonna have different classes and different types of jumps on that? That don't make no sense.
Well, this is 2022. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't understand different classes.
No, but
first of all,
there's different classes for different abilities and shit, and like a bunch of games. Come on, man.
Jumps don't happen.
Did you not play the first one?
Actually, I did play the first one. I played it at launch. I didn't play much after that though. I didn't play all that expansion shit.
Still, that stuff carries on from that game.
I gotta add that to the list.
So I don't know, unless you've never changed characters.
Not on 2. I haven't. But I will say this: they added a whole lot of fucking fun ass content. They completely revamped that fucking game. I didn't recognize the hub world. I didn't recognize any of those fucking planets. They got new cutscenes that are long and cinematic and shit. Good music. The gunplay was awesome. I was thoroughly impressed. It felt like a brand new fucking game all the way around.
That's not including the free shit that they just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
There's the Summer of Solstice event, which is like it's a 20-day event. So they added new activities, a new area. You can continue to do your old activities, but they all contribute to your goal of finishing out this solstice event. And you just get a ton of stuff very quickly. Some stuff is a little grindy, but literally starting off the bat, you get so much stuff so fast. It might be a little overwhelming, but it's so much stuff that helps you level up your light very, very quickly. There's a couple of new weapons, some new cool armor stuff that you can do. It's a little weird at first to follow, but if you follow the instructions, you'll be able to figure it out pretty easily.
Dude, I couldn't figure out shit on terms of like the light stuff and the arm. I had forgotten every aspect of that shit. When I couldn't hear you on the mic, I was like, this ain't gonna fucking work. I can't remember any of this. Like where the entire toggling fucking menu, I was like, what the fuck buttons do I press? It was old.
This is somebody, I don't care what studio takes this, but you're gonna make a lot of money, okay? On any game that you make that has this feature, just give the fucking old person feature, okay? Or somebody that has too much money feature, okay? Where just like there's an option to just give you a goddamn refresher on how to play this fucking game. Because there's so many good games out now. They're so vastly different. If you don't have a lot of time to play with games, or if you want to go back to play a game, like trying to get back into an old game that you haven't played in like a couple of years, man, it's rough as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. But I like the, what was it, 6 PvE mode, 6-player PvE?
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
the fuck that was called, on some weird-ass planet that was new to me.
So it's it's not even a planet. It's like a pocket universe. And it's like this cosmic game show. So, and it's weird because 6-man events that are not raids are new to the game. There's a couple of them now.
Yeah.
So that's just one of them.
Shit was fun. I'm going to get back on there. I'm going to download whatever the fuck, Witch Queen, Queen Witch, Queen Bitch, whatever the fuck that is, that new DLC.
Yeah.
Because it was on sale now.
Yeah, speaking of which, the big summer sale, like everywhere. So like Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. I'm not so sure about Nintendo Switch, but I'm pretty sure they're doing it too. This huge summer sale of games. Like some games are like 40% off for like a limited time, and like
Some
there's
are fucking 75% off.
Damn. Well, PlayStation did that like earlier. I think it was like a couple of months ago, where they had like a fucking fire sale. Like games were being sold for like $5 or $10 if you bought them online.
Well, some games were free. There's some games that just offloaded. They're just like, here you go.
I just got some free games for Prime Day on, I forget what, sir. I think it's Origin. Yeah, I got
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I got
free.
Mass Effect, like the definitive edition or whatever, for free, and a bunch of other games, totally free.
Yep.
Was that Prime?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the Epic Store was giving away games as well. There's so many games that are both, if you're playing on consoles, which we talk about probably the most. There's so many games that are on sale. It's ridiculous. If you got like, and these are AAA titles for a lot of them. So you can get games cheap as $10 for big games.
In terms of new shit, like I never fucking thought I'd be saying this, and I haven't played it for myself, but there's a fucking cat game that has taken over the fucking internet. Like, I don't like cats. I'm allergic to them motherfuckers. I really fucking detest them. Fucking hairballs. But this Stray game, it's like trending on Steam. People are twitching it the fuck out. For PS5, I think it's definitely the premium, maybe even the ultra or mid-tier edition as well. I'm not sure. It's free.
It's the middle tier. It's
middle tier
and free
upper tier. Okay.
But little fun fact: if you have the original PlayStation subscription, you can pay for you pay the difference for the remainder of the month. So right now, if I was to get it, it would cost me $10 to upgrade to the new plan, and I'll be able to get the game for $10.
There you go.
And I'm wondering if I could cancel it and then see what comes out next month.
I think they got your
upgrade
money
again.
No, but there's a lot of fucking good games on there as a whole. I'm gonna check out Stray. I've talked a whole lot of fucking shit about Avengers over the last couple of years. But it's free on there, so I guess you might as well fucking try it.
I wonder if Stray is up there with Maneater, because that was a smash out game that nobody was talking about. Your opening.
IGN gave Stray a 9. I was like, what the hell? So it's like, yeah, you're basically a cat solving a mystery, but
Are you like what's the name of that one cartoon with the little kid who's the detective?
Inspector Gadget?
No. It was a little kid. It's this little kid. He was an adult, and like he solved the crime, but somebody gave him like some kind of antidote that made him like into a kid again. Case closed. I think it was called.
No idea what you're talking.
But yeah, it's the running gag is if you ever in town and you see this little kid, just get the fuck. If you're on a train, you see this little kid, just get off there, because that means somebody on this train is gonna die. Like every episode, someone being murdered, and he's like this little kid's like solving a crime or whatever. I think it was called Case Connect. Case Connect, no. Case Closed. I think that's what it's called.
Was it? Wait, what channel? What network was this on?
It was an anime.
Oh, it was an anime. Okay.
Was it? I'm right.
Yeah. Oh, it's.
Yeah, it's called Case Closed, and the main character name was Conan Edogawa.
Wait, this is an anime you're talking about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I showed you a picture, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I know what that is." I probably never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
I've never.
Um,
I'm looking at it now. Oh, it's on Crunchyroll,
All right.
but I've never seen this.
Oh,
But yeah,
but real quick, back to the fucking PlayStation games for this month. So the one
Oh,
that
yeah.
pissed me off a little bit, even though I like this game a lot, in fact, I love it. So Final Fantasy VII Remake Intrigrade is on there, but if you bought Final Fantasy VII like regular edition digitally, you can't download it. There's some like fuck. It gives you an error message. I tried to do it late last night and early this morning, and a whole bunch of fucking people are complaining. I don't understand it. I don't quite get it because it's supposed to be a free fucking game. As long as you have PS Plus and all the other ones, I was able to add to my library. I thought I would at least be able to download maybe the DLC, the Intrigrade or Yuffie, whatever the fuck, that one character from Final Fantasy. I'm looking at you because I don't know her yet, but I thought I was able to download that. You cannot do that shit. So fix your shit, Square, Sony, somebody. People want to fucking play this game. It's a really good game. I want to play the DLC, and especially play it on the PS5 because I played it on the PS4. Anyway, we'll fucking see.
Speaking of gaming, I have a cool update about gaming. After 357 fucking days of pre-ordering and giving a little bit of money to Valve, they finally deemed me worthy to pay for the rest of my fucking Steam Deck. So, literally 357 days, and I ordered it on launch day.
God damn.
So yeah.
So it's not here yet.
It's not here yet. It hasn't. It's supposed to, they usually ship on Wednesdays. So hopefully I get it because they do 2-day shipping. Hopefully I get it by the end of the week. I don't know, but I paid them all the money, so I'm supposed to get it sometime soon. So I'm like going on a accessory buying spree for my Steam Deck, and I'm like actually doing more research on the current version of the Steam Deck because there's been a lot of changes that have happened to it. The modding community has gone wild on this shit. I literally watched a video today on like how to basically hack a switch to get an emulator on your Steam Deck, and it's like I didn't even heard this before, but apparently there's like a new way to like to emulate where it's really gray area on if it's legal or not, because basically you're taking games that you already bought on your Switch and you hack your Switch and you just take the games that you already bought and then you transfer them over to your Steam Deck. It's very convoluted on the way to do it. It's kind of hard. You need like a special tool to do it. But you can do it, and as long as you don't distribute it, it shouldn't be illegal. But you know, Nintendo, and they're kind of dicks about it. But I'm really looking forward to playing this thing. I've been looking forward to it for over a year now, and all this stuff that I'm seeing, like having like the Steam OS and like getting access to, you know, the Xbox Game Pass library, the Epic Game Store, Origin, like all these things on a handheld device. I can't wait to get my fucking hands on it. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is that I got a D brand skin for it, and then I watched a video on like how to do it, and it looks real fucking hard. So because you have to like heat up the fucking skin and like kind of like stretch it a little bit because there's like a lot of curves on the
lotion on the skin.
Yeah, it's like I have to. Luckily, my brother has a heat gun because I was gonna buy one just for this purpose. But I want to do carbon fiber, so I want the outside to be carbon fiber, so it'll look cool.
For the look and the feel, or just
look and the feel. Okay. Yeah, it's just like my laptop.
Gotcha. That was some like Nigerian fucking pyramid scheme shit. Like, you know what I mean? You give me your money now, and don't you worry, I won the lottery. You gonna get your thing in the mail. It's coming. Don't you worry about it. You know what I mean?
Add you to my kingdom.
You know. But it looks fucking cool, man. I can't wait because I want one just because you can play some modern ass fucking games like handheld. You know what I mean? Like, and supposedly they should run at PS4 Pro level at least.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Steam's got some pretty. I mean, Steam's got a huge category of games, a catalog of games that even like the VR games are pretty good. But I mean, it's power of a PC in the palm of your hands.
Well, that, and because I mean, Kronos mentioned Xbox, but don't forget, PlayStation has a very effective strategy of taking a lot of their exclusive games and saying, "Here you go, PC world, have fucking at it." They're doing Spider-Man, I think like next week or 2 weeks from now, something very
Yeah.
close.
God of War. God of War's on there.
Horizon,
Uncharted.
Uncharted. They've done a bunch of them, and it looks like they'll add some more.
They're adding Last of Us, I guess, early August.
Last of Us 1?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
I guess the first one will be the first 2 weeks of August should be on PC.
That'll-
And then they're doing a remake for the PS5. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. So for the PS5 version of Last of Us, and don't get me wrong, I love fucking Naughty Dog, but the general consensus from the entire fucking internet, just like with Rockstar and GTA 5, is how are you going to do another remaster of a PS3 fucking game? Like, what the fuck? We've played this game on PS3. We've played it on PS4. Yes, some people will still play it on their PS5 as a PS4 game, but do we really need a remaster? And to add insult to injury, to charge $70 fucking bucks for it seems excessive.
Whoa. They're going to charge full price for this game?
Full fucking price. I did not stutter. Like that's.
Is there gonna be more
shit.
content added, or is it just they're just taking the same game and updating the pixels? It's like back in the day when you got the Sega 32X and you put the game in there and just made the graphics look a little bit better. Is that all they're doing? Is making the graphics
So
look
they're
better?
they're going to tell you that they're adding some new content. However, bare minimum, it's less than the PS3 version because the PS3 version had that incredibly fun Fractions, which was the multiplayer, and same with the PS4 version. And this is single player only, so it's less content.
But there's also DLC for this first one. So are they going to include the DLC?
Yes, but that was included in the remastered version. Thank you. Remastered version on the PS4.
Oh, I don't have. Do I have the remastered?
Yeah. So
I think I mean, I beat the game, but then I paid for the. Oh no, I think I did get the. Yes. So I think what it was is that if you had the PS4 version, they gave you the remaster. Yeah, I think you could download the DLC, some shit like that.
it was
I don't
the
think
DLC, the Left Behind or something like that. So
Yeah, I was. That's where you find out that Ellie was gay.
yeah, and that's
Apparently,
what
missed
fucked
the
me up for the second one when people complaining about Ellie being gay. And I was like, okay, clearly you didn't play the DLC from this like incredible game. You know?
It showed real hard in those Twitter comments. It showed real hard on Facebook. It showed real hard. I'm like, dude, you guys are fapping to Ellie, and then you guys get mad.
Ellie was like 14, 13 years old, maybe 12. Ugh.
So some of the guys that were playing the game at the time, they were around her age. So the thing is that they were hoping that she'd be straight, and then they didn't play the DLC, so they miss out on the fact that she's not.
Like they would have had a chance with her. I mean,
right? I'm just like, dude, she's ones and zeros. She's ones and zeros.
And it's also really hard for a real life boy to get with a fictional character. I haven't seen that.
Well, people in Japan are marrying their anime.
Anime
pillow. We live at a different time now.
Prodigy, you literally shared a meme where some dude was jacked into some game where it had like the suction in the middle and dude inserted himself and he was getting all sucked off and pumped off by some VR game. So, I guess.
Yeah, it does happen. It is what it is. Fucking is what it is.
I mean, it's no Westworld or a holodeck, but
that would be. Oh, dude, that'd be too much. The rate of childbirth would drop down to like maybe less than 1%.
God damn.
God. Speaking of games,
all right,
I don't know if you got a chance to play Multiversus. The beta is out.
Oh shit! It dropped today.
So it's not an open beta. I don't know if any of you sign up for the beta because there's people who are tweeting this out.
Yeah, and I actually got an invite, but my PS5 is in a box right now, so.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get it for the PC. Do they have a PC version?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can use my DualSense controller on my PC, so.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a cross-platform as well. So I saw B-Boy Frost, he's playing the beta, so he tweeted out some stuff, and I was just like, what? It looked pretty. I mean, it literally looks like Smash Brothers, plays like Smash Brothers. It just has Warner Brothers characters. Like the match that he showed, it had like two Tasmanian Devils with Bugs Bunny and I forgot who the last one was, but it looked pretty cool.
So when you say Warner Brothers characters, like here's the thing that people are forgetting. It's not just DC and some Mortal Kombat. No. It's fucking Scooby Doo. It's fucking Adventure Time. It's fucking Steven Universe. Godzilla's in that motherfucker. Like the cast of characters of what's it called? Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. Like there's a whole bunch of folks that you don't necessarily associate like with Warner Brothers as much that are part of their like licensing category. Harry Potter's up in that motherfucker. They're gonna possibly add on to this game, especially if it's free to play and a pretty big fucking hit. You could see LeBron James from Space Jam up in that motherfucker.
Isn't Popeye Warner Brothers too?
They could be.
I gotta look it up. But I was watching like what was it? Not Who Would Win, but it actually would be pretty good for Who Would Win. But I was watching what is it called? The Death Battle, and one of them it was One Punch Man versus Popeye the Sailor Man, and I didn't know that basically Popeye is like super OP. He is so he can like basically break dimensions. There's a cartoon of him literally breaking the film and coming out of the film and punching the guy that was making the cartoon. Like
that's awesome. Oh yeah, fucking Tom and Jerry. So a lot of the characters have like some of them have famous voice acting. So Macy Williams came back to do the voice for Arya Stark for this game. What's his name? What's the guy who does the voice of Batman animated series?
Kevin
Conroy. He came back. I believe Tim Daly came back for Superman. Like a ton of people came back. So should be interesting. I don't know who Rain Dog is, but it looks a reindeer and a dog. I don't know what that's from.
No, Rain Dog is Jake's son from Adventure Time.
Okay, and then Jake is in there. Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, and with more to come. And it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, this could be fun as fuck. Bugs Bunny, don't forget him.
Yeah, of course. Bugs. Oh, that's
what Bugs Bunny.
That was the other person. It was Bugs Bunny. He was the other one. Oh, the Iron Giant. Apparently he's on this list. There's gonna be it looks like they plan on dropping a big ass roster. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, this could be a sleeper hit fucking fighting game. You know what I mean? And then the other thing, from a timing standpoint, this is coming out, what, a week or two ahead of EVO? You know? So a really good time for fighting games. And I got a couple friends that are going to EVO in Vegas. It's finally back, you know? Obviously, cons that have been out of the mix for a few years, you're going to have a whole bunch of people there watching and fucking participating in that shit. So... really good fucking timing. I hope them all the fucking success. I'm gonna dip my toe in and see it, especially with it being free to play.
What's the name of the game again?
Multiversus. Yeah. So
I think I received the beta for it. I'm just trying to see if I can log in.
So it's a closed beta, I guess, and the open beta will be later.
July 26th.
July 26th.
Which is soon. That's next week.
Yeah.
So. And then when it drops, it'll be free to play. So it's like, there's no excuse not to play this game. Really,
yeah.
It looks, and it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what you play on because this is a cross-platform game. So
yeah, supposedly Shaggy gonna be fucking OP as fuck, and he gonna be breaking people's backs and shit. I can't wait.
Well, they're bringing the Shaggy from the memes where Shaggy can best fucking Goku, and he like already knew how to do Ultra Instinct.
There you go.
So we're getting that.
Yeah, I think they said that Velma might be OP. Like she has some shit that will fuck y'all up. So
we'll fucking see. With her fucking orange sweater and shit.
I guess we're hanging.
I still need to see whenever that fucking other Velma show with the South Asian.
What's that girl's name?
Mindy.
Mindy, yeah, that's her name.
Mindy Kaling.
Yeah. Whenever that drops, because that shit looked violent and fucking like got some nudity in it and a whole bunch of dank ass shit. I was like, all right, I'm with it. It had hardcore Harley Quinn vibes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's next week as well. Harley Quinn season 3.
Oh yeah. Damn.
I can't wait. Ooh,
It's gonna be good.
season 2 was fucking great.
Yeah, the controversial cunnilingus scene is supposed to be in this. Should be fucking interesting. I can't wait to see how they do this, or how much they edit it down. It's gonna be wild.
God damn. Yeah. I can't wait for that one. We
Some
will
dick.
fucking see. I still need to finish off some season 2. How long was season 2, Blue?
It's probably a good maybe 12 episodes, I believe.
that's
I
nothing.
believe.
I got no excuse. I need to finish that off. Fuck.
You have no excuse for finishing season 3 of The Boys either. It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Those are
Yeah, they're long ass
It's
episodes.
like 8 hours though, bro. It's like a
hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah, all he's doing is watching interspecies reviewers. If he
On
cuts that-
loop. On loop. Don't forget that.
you cut that out, he'll be able to finish The Boys easy.
Nah, man. I gotta rehydrate after that. Get my fluids. Take a little quick power nap. Get right back to it.
That's quite terrible.
I think I got what's his name, Bungie on fucking Twitter. I think he's down. I think he's secretly watching it and fapping to it. You know what I mean?
Everything he watches with his lady. So
She watch it too, though. She like that. I'm telling you. They watch it together. They're one of those power couples. You know what I mean? I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Shout out
I
to
don't know. I don't know, man.
got-
That sounds a little stretchy.
Jump back to the DC game. So I was wrong. The Rain Dog it's just a brand new character. It's not in anything.
Damn,
I thought it was Jake.
with all those movie rights, they're adding brand new fucking characters just for the game too. This shit is gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
Yep.
Oh,
Should be fun. It looks like it'll be fun. And a lot of free to play games don't really. They have a following. Some of them don't really stay as long. For instance, the free to play game, the Magic Battle Royale game, I can't think of the name. That one's getting shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it had a huge following when it came out. Huge following.
Shit
I know
falls
people.
off.
He was all about that game. Everyone's playing it, and all of a sudden, droppage, and now the game's being shut down.
Yeah, that's fucking how it is sometimes with some of these games. But we'll fucking see. We'll see with some of them. Free to play is definitely the right way to go. But you know what's confusing to me? Overwatch was this huge dynamic fucking hit, giant hit. Everybody fucking loved it. You had all the fapping stuff that we talked about before the game came out on the internet, which was my favorite part. 2 is dropping very soon. I think October, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Is it this year?
Right.
I thought they pushed it
Yeah,
back.
it's this year for sure. It's this fall.
Real quick, the name of the game I was talking about, Spellbreak.
Oh,
Spellbreak.
yeah. That fucking
on-
crashed
That was
and
their free
burned.
to play Magic game. It looked fun, but apparently not good enough.
Yeah, Overwatch supposed to drop October 4th.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
right around the fucking
Yeah.
corner. So it's supposedly free to play, but then I see something on like PlayStation where it's charging $30, $40. I don't know what it's charging for. Is that for skins?
So
I'm
check it out.
confused.
So it is most likely. I'm not saying it is because I've seen this with other games, with Apex Legends, Fortnite. There's one more, but what they do is you get the game, and you pay $30. You get a ton of skins. You get some exclusive, like either weapon skins, and then maybe I think you get your first 10 ranks, or 10 ranks you get added on to it. Because like if you already have the game and you pay $30, it'll add like all this stuff to your current progress and to your library. So you can still get the game, but you can spend the $30 and get a ton of stuff.
It's saying
So
right here on this article that it's free to play.
Yeah, I'm saying if you pay the $30, you're just going to get skins and probably a level jump.
They are not
So-
making that very obvious on that shit where it's saying, "Hey, buy me for Overwatch 2." Like,
Oh, really?
it's some misleading shit. Then they're not saying it in terms of what's on PlayStation when they say buy the game. They're not making it very clear that it's just skins.
Yeah, usually that kind of stuff is usually just skins, and I've seen it, like I said, for Fortnite and for Apex Legends. Like it gives you exclusive skins. Like when people see your skins, they know you paid for that. That's the only way to get it.
And all I really see
Yeah,
is I see one or two new characters. I see the Junkrat girl or queen, and then I see like she's from Australia, just like Junkrat, right? She looks like the Junkrat girl equivalent. And then there's a black woman with I don't know if she's a healer or
She's got like a robotic arm.
Yeah, I've heard about her because she was kind of featured in
Is it Sojourn?
Yeah, Sojourn.
So there are 3 new heroes and there's 6 new maps and 30 new skins. I don't count skins for shit. And push game mode, whatever the fuck that means. It's the game's first battle pass. So yeah, I don't see like the pay model here yet. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, no, I don't understand.
A lot of free to play mentioning.
Yeah, so I don't see the pay option on here. It's probably just some bullshit like where you're paying for like in-game currency or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So currency, it'll be currency skin, a level skip, and like maybe like banners or whatever, like exclusive banners, like basically shit that people will see knowing that you paid for it.
So
yeah, on the Battle.net website for Overwatch, it says on here that on the launch in October, you will receive the following Overwatch 2 in-game content: Season 1 Premier Pass, 2 legendary Space Rider hero skins, 2,000 Overwatch 2 virtual currency for Season 1 through 3, and that's it. That's all it says.
Okay, let me just fucking say it because we're dancing around it. This sounds like an update more than a sequel.
Yeah.
Like
update with some skins.
They added characters throughout since launch, a bunch of characters, way more than 3 to this fucking game.
How long did it take them to add 3 characters though?
I mean, sometimes I would say the game launched in 2016 or something. I can't remember exactly how frequently, maybe 1 or 2 a year they've added. All I'm trying to say is this seems more like an update than a full-on sequel at launch, based on what they're offering. And sorry, one quick thing. Overwatch 1, even as much as you liked it and enjoyed it and shit, that's going away.
Oh yeah, yep.
You can't play Overwatch 1.
Once Overwatch 2 drops, Overwatch 2 will become unplayable.
When have you heard of a sequel where you can't play the first game anymore?
Hold on, G misspoke. Overwatch 1 will become unplayable after Overwatch 2 comes out.
Yeah, I misspoke. Well, I meant to say, once Overwatch, like literally the day of launch of Overwatch 2.
That's a different type of model than we're used to seeing for a sequel, even with a games as service kind of model. Like when Destiny 2 dropped, you could still play Destiny 1. Am I mistaken on that?
You can still, I just booted Destiny 1
yeah.
3 days ago, and I literally have quests that I didn't even finish that are in the game. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this quest. And there's still a shit ton of people there. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? All these fucking people doing on this game.
I remember when Destiny 2 launched, a whole bunch of people went back. They were like, fuck this bullshit. I'm going back to Destiny 1.
So... They did, but I mean, it's weird because Destiny 1 still looks fucking good. I was like, dude, this should look like shit. And this looks fucking good. Like, holy shit.
I don't quite get this sequel. Don't get me wrong. I love fucking Overwatch. It's a fun-ass game, but I was expecting a whole lot new modes, a whole lot more characters, more maps than this. Like, I was expecting more. If you're going to call it a sequel, it needs to be way more than what I would consider an update.
But then it's still free to play. So
what?
Complain about a free game.
So it's probably free to play because they knew they couldn't give you like groundbreaking content. There's just more of the same. It's like, who's going to pay $70? More of the same.
Is it still be available on the same consoles? Because I can imagine if you have like a PS3 and you only can play it on the PS4 and 5 now, and like, I'd be kind of upset about that. But
I have.
What? This
is quite strange.
Go ahead.
So I'm on Battle.net right now. I've been on here for a while, which is crazy because I used to be on the shit all the time. Anyway, so I'm looking at the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack, and I'm looking at it on Battle.net. And the bundle includes 2 legendary hero skins. Who gives a fuck? Get a head start with Battle Pass Season 1, which that's pretty fucked up. Anyway, you get 2,000 virtual currency, You get early purchase exclusive, an icon. Who gives a fuck? And then Overwatch Legendary Edition is included, which is very strange because
You can't play
The first one's not gonna be
yeah.
playable.
So I guess I think what's going to happen is the way I'm reading this is that they're making the original Overwatch unplayable, but Overwatch is part of Overwatch 2 now. So
in it.
Hence an update.
And I think if I'm really reading this right, the only way to really get it is paying an extra $40 fucking to play a game that you already fucking paid for.
Yeah, man.
That's a real
weird
dick move.
shit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that Blizzard has been on some fuckery of late, both with their employees and just like some of their things that they've done. Like Diablo 2 had a whole bunch of censorship that wasn't in the 90s version. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is odd as fuck. And it's difficult to explain. They're not being very clear on it. And it doesn't follow any of the models that we're used to. When you say sequel, we all expect in the gaming world way more new content, new modes, new characters, new ways of like engaging with the enemies, new button combinations, just new shit.
To be fair, though, we're getting PvE, which is what I fucking want to do is PvE. So.
But they had that for a limited time.
Yeah, for a limited time though. That's the problem. It was like for like literally 3 months.
Yeah.
So I remember when the game came out, when I got my PS4, Prodigy wouldn't shut the fuck up about me playing this fucking game, and I played it a total of maybe 4 times, and I paid full price for the fucking game. The only times I played with Prodigy like I think twice, and then I played with Prodigy, Cronus, and Prodigy twice, and that was it. Never touched the game ever since. And the last time that I played is when Doomfist was added. That's when I played with you too.
If you ever get a chance to play with me, I'm almost always a healer. I'm always Zenyatta, so my favorite character. Yeah.
I was still trying to figure out a bunch of the characters because I was still like, I barely played this game. I don't know how this shit worked. I kept dying. When I respawned, I was like, oh, I didn't know my character can do this, or I guess there's one move that everybody can kind of do. I was like, what the fuck? It was weird. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I still have the game, but
great game all the way the fuck around. I fucking loved it, but they need to show me more with Overwatch 2, and maybe they have. Yeah. It's going to be out for a long time, and they'll keep adding, and it'll be amazing or whatever. But it doesn't sound like it's got enough new shit to warrant even for me to dip my toe in on the free-to-play shit. You know what I mean? I got fucking Shaggy and Velma to fuck with.
That's free too. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
$3.99.
$3.99.
Yeah.
Dude, kind of taking a will here for a second. So I just do something on the list that came up in the news recently. Speaking of paying for something, so apparently like BMW is testing out this new subscription service. This is going to sound so. Cronus has always talked about how like, oh yeah, you know, when games come out and you have to pay like extra money to get the full game, like that's some fucking bullshit. Well, BMW must have been listening to Cronus, is like, oh, I can make money off of doing this. So basically, this is so fucking dumb. They're offering BMW owners heated seats at a subscription cost of $12 a month. So apparently, like their cars already are equipped with the ability to have heated seats. But for you to be able to turn that feature on, you got to pay them $12 a month to be able to use fucking the heated seats inside the car that you fucking bought.
Damn, that's some shit.
This is fucking crazy. Yeah. But what's crazy is that like if you don't pay your subscription, they turn that shit off. It's like they're fucking like they're PG&E or something like that. Turn off your fucking heat. But also they have another subscription service. So if you want to do like auto start on your car, like that's another thing that you have to pay for in part of an additional subscription. What do you guys thought on this? Because this is, I mean, Tesla kind of does this with their cars.
I think
some of the features.
The one you just mentioned, what was it? The auto start?
The auto start? Yeah.
Start.
Oh, auto start.
Auto start, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can remotely start your car from anywhere.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said on star. I was like, on star.
No, yeah. Auto start.
auto start.
I know Kronos and I both have Infinity cars, and you can auto start with your fucking fob. So
Actually, mine
what's
doesn't.
your take on this?
Mine
Kronos?
doesn't do that, which is kind of weird. I don't. Or at least I don't
Oh,
know how to
does
do
it?
it. No, I don't know how to do it.
So all you do is you double tap the lock button, and then you hit the what's my, I don't know what my key is.
I don't know my
It's
keys.
like a top one of the top buttons. Yeah, it should be at all. Well, maybe I don't know. It wasn't available in all cars. Yeah.
And my car was like, it was the first SUV of that generation, so of Infinity. So it might not have it. And I got like the very first one, 2009. So anyway, yeah, this as a subscription service. Like honestly, I'm not surprised. We're gonna see like possible cash grabs from like multiple anything that has to do with software. People are gonna try to make more money off of something that is essentially shit that you already paid for. And I'm not surprised at all that BMW is doing it. Somebody's got to try it because they're gonna see how well the market tolerates it. Okay, and you have to remember that not the vast majority, depending on what car they do it on, they will 100% get away with it. If they do it for like their M series, they will get away with it. If they do it for like their cheaper cars, they probably won't get away with it, but they'll probably just take the feature out altogether. So, it's just honestly this is just it's a product of capitalism, to be honest, because they want to maximize their profits on some shit that you probably should have gotten already, and they need to see like how well the market will tolerate it. So if a bunch of people start paying for it, then that's the way you're going to see for the foreseeable future. You're going to see other car companies hop on board like, oh, we can make money off of shit that was already a feature before. Let's keep doing that, and they're going to nickel and dime you to death. Because one of the problems is with BMWs and like the vast majority of German automakers is that those cars do not they don't last very long, especially now. Like if you have a BMW, especially the ones that are like the AMGs, like for Mercedes or for BMW, like their M's, like they're not going to last more than 150,000. If they make it more than 100,000 miles, like okay, and then after that, it's like. They're not making shit off the cars anymore. They're doing at 100,000 miles. It's past warranty work. They're not making that much money off of anyway. They're basically it's a burden to them because they have to keep making, parts for the cars. So they have to have I forget the name of the fucking thing, but it's basically like a service lifetime. They have to keep making parts for those cars for I think it's a really fucking long time, because I've had cars that were like 30, 40, 50 years old, well, like 30 years old, and they still have parts for them. But somebody's going to make those parts, right? And the automakers are on the hook for that. Obviously, people are buying it, so they should make some money off of it. But it's like it's their way of just like maximizing profits, and it's fucked up, and the consumer is gonna pay the price. So yeah, I think it's bullshit, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right now, they're testing it in the UK, but I think also in South Korea. It's taking place there too, but yeah, it's the shit's fucking nuts. Could you imagine if because here in California, I think every car sold after a certain year has to come with a backup camera. But like if you imagine they have a subscription service for that, and you forgot to pay your subscription, you're back out of your driveway, you end up hitting a neighbor's kid. It's like fuck.
Well, this is what's weird is I'm thinking about like, has there ever been a vehicle that I needed to like unlock a feature on? And yes, it's right behind me. So my motorcycle. When I first bought it, like it literally wouldn't give you all the power. You can only do it in it's basically limp mode for like the first, I think it was like 500 miles, and then you had to bring it back to the dealership. They did like a minor maintenance on it, which was free, and then they unlocked the full bike. And then even when they unlocked the full bike, they gave you like this special little. It's like a little like red tab. They have to put like a cap on like one of the wires, because the bike was so fucking fast that if you unlocked it, it was not street legal anymore.
Oh shit!
So you would buy the bike, and they would give you like this little red tab, and you weren't supposed to put it on your bike. You can only use it for track days, but like nobody fucking did that. Like as soon as you unlock the bike, I put the red cap on there as soon as they unlocked the bike, and I just left it like that because it unlocked race mode, which gave you like all the power and unlocked everything. But it wasn't a paid for service. But that's probably where they got the idea from, was like, well, we could do it with these bikes. Let's see if we can do it for these cars and just make it like a subscription thing. But for the bike, I understood, because at the time when the bike came out, it was like I bought it in 2010, and it had 190 something horsepower on a liter bike, which is like an incredible amount of power for a vehicle that's like 400 fucking pounds. And so the tolerances for like the actual motor were like really tight. And so I can get how, you know, you want to make sure that somebody doesn't just like buy the bike, fucking redline it, and then blow the goddamn motor up, you know, within like 100 miles. So,
murder himself.
Yeah, because it's not like it's not like an economy car. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it, like if you're getting out of a liter, so a liter bike is 1,000 cc's. If that's getting 190 horsepower out of 1 liter, just think about like a normal car, and think about it'd be like taking like a 3-liter motor, which is like a pretty common like V6 motor, a 3-liter motor, but just multiply, you know, 190 times, you know, 3, and that's super fucking uncommon for a non supercharged or, you know, forced induction motor, and so that's how much power that thing has to make from the jump. And so yeah, I get that, but yeah, the whole feature thing unlocking, they're probably they're gonna see more and more. I bet you the next thing they're gonna do is have a service for the around camera thing, do a service for the GPS, do a service for, you know, a bunch of other bullshit. Yeah, you'll see.
Dude, your bike has a pretty good resale value. Like I'm looking at like a 2013, which is like a 9-year-old bike, sells for like 14,000 still. Yeah. I don't know what the original RS. Well, this bike has 11,000 miles on it, so that's a lot of miles.
I mean, my bike, that one technically doesn't have that many either. It's got a few, but not. I haven't, you know, I haven't got a chance to ride it for a while, except for when it came down here. But yeah, the reason why it has a high resale value is because, first of all, when it came out, it was actually, this one right here was like $19,000 out the door, which back then I guess was like a lot of money, but it was like fast. It was like you literally couldn't buy something faster at the time. And if you didn't get the reason why it was $19,000 is because of basically the paint scheme, and I had a couple options that were put on. Basically, it was fully loaded, so I had like when I shift gears, I don't have to use a clutch like at all. Which if you're skilled enough on a motorcycle, you don't need to do that anyway. But on this bike though, it literally like you can go wide open throttle, which means like in a car, you know, mashing it down and then change gears like in a manual and like not pressing the clutch at all. What happens is like when you're going wide open throttle and you click the gear up, it literally it retards the spark for like a millisecond, and then it shifts the gear for you. You know, it's incredible. There's a couple other features on there too that were like
magical,
unheard of at the time, but it was incredibly cheap. And they've proven over time they've been incredibly reliable, which, you know, for BMW cars it's unheard of, but the bikes are actually pretty reliable.
Wait, is that the term that because in cars there's a thing called rev matching, which is like when you I can't remember when you upshift, like if you it's RPM, like so what you do is you rev up the engine.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I thought it was downshifting, but yeah, sometimes I thought it was downshifting to rev match.
Okay, yeah, I think it is downshifting, where basically like you get the RPM to a certain level and you can downshift, and you won't get that jerk when you downshift because the engine's already spinning at that correct speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're riding a motorcycle and you get that perfect fucking shift, dude, it's like a hot knife through butter. It's so fucking smooth, and you just feel like a little pat in your back when you do it. You just feel like a badass.
Well, this is what's crazy about, because, you know, I'm a very experienced motorcycle rider. Right now, my skills have diminished because I haven't ridden for a long time, at least not the level I used to. But I used to be able to, you know, shift without a clutch on my VFR, like easy, you know, both up and down. You just have to find like where to actually, but you have to let off on you know, the throttle to do that a little bit. But on this one, it's like when I got it, I was just like going through the gears. I was like, I couldn't shift better on my VFR than this computer could, you know, like not at all. It was so much smoother. It was so much faster, like literally milliseconds, and you're in another gear, and it was crazy.
What's the type of bike? The BMW.
This is a S1000RR. It's like when I tell people I have a BMW bike, they're thinking like some cruiser shit. But if you look like, see what I can show behind me, that's a BMW right there. That's my S1000RR. It's a really, really nice bike. I love it.
If you rode your bike on January 6th in the DC area, you had a lot of Trump fans giving you props.
It's red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, America, fuck yeah.
Actually, I might actually do like a video on like my motorcycle because there's like some really cool things that I like. The bike is relatively. I did like some minor modifications to it, but I did some cool things like my helmet and like the lights and stuff that are pretty neat. Because I actually have a radar detector that's hooked up to a motorcycle, and people are just like, "Why do you have a radar detector on there? Like, how do you see it?" But I have like in my helmet, I have like a little light that goes off like up next to my eyeball. It's a red light, so when it's hooked up to my radar detector. So when it goes off, it blinks in my eye and lets me know, hey, at least look at your radar and see if it's like a laser or a KA band. And if it is, then I'll slow down. If it's not, then I'm just keep fucking going.
Yeah, I remember when you and I rode down to LA together, and like you were taking lead point, and there was a point where we weren't going fast, but we were not going the speed limit, but we were going fast. But yeah, you just signal like, okay, the K band's going off or something like that, and we both slow down, but. Yeah, man, that was some good fucking times.
All right, what you got over there, Blue? You got an old fashioned?
I did take your bike out for another ride again, so I'm out here riding dirty.
No, I need to register because I don't know what my registration is. I think I have to just take a picture. Can you take a picture of like my VIN number and just send it to me, and then I'll take it to the DMV and just get it registered. After it's registered, I really don't care. Like you can ride around as much as you want.
Yeah, I'll throw some insurance on there too.
I just don't want you to get like. It's still insured by me.
Yeah.
So I just don't want you to get pulled over because there's no registration.
Anyone?
Yeah, I don't have a military ID to get away with it this time.
Oh yeah.
You'll be riding dirty.
Yeah, it looked like. Oh no, never mind. It just on my screen looked like.
Yeah. So Prodigy asked me what I'm drinking on. So I bought this old fashioned like pre-made cocktail mix, and the bottle it looks really fucking dope. It's Thomas Ashburn, yeah, and it says hint of sweet maple wood. That's kind of why I bought it. Aromas of caramel and notes of bright orange bitters. Man, I feel like an old man. I have to like pull away from my eyes so I can read it better. Fucking text is small hell. Yeah, like is that what did I say? What read this for me?
Yeah,
bifocals, bro.
Yeah. But no, so like I had some of this yesterday, and I was drinking. I was like, "Ugh, it tastes like bubbles." Like, you know, like when you were a kid, like little bubbles that you would buy from like the ice cream truck man or something like that. Like it tasted like that, but actually it tastes pretty good now.
Hold on, I have never bought any. I've bought chips. I've bought ice cream. I've bought chocolate tacos. I've never bought bubbles.
Yeah, have you ever bought candy cigarettes from the ice cream truck man?
Oh yeah, of course.
And yeah, you were able to buy bubbles from them too. The little
oh, you're talking about in the little soap dispenser. The soap dispenser. Where you blow the thing.
Yeah, not soap like for washing your clear clothes or anything. I'm talking about the bubbles and stuff that you buy for such and such.
I got.
I'm not talking about bubbles from the strip club. Not that bubbles.
That's a whole different bubbles. Not from the Powerpuff Girls either.
This is probably
or that CW crap that got canceled.
Damn.
Did it get canceled?
No, it didn't get canceled. Live action? No, they just redid the pilot.
They ain't never releasing that show.
This is the smoked maple Knob Creek whiskey.
In
it.
Are you drinking it though?
You see how much of this bottle is gone? There you go.
But are you drinking it?
Yeah.
No, not at the moment. I have another whiskey I got.
All right.
So, Prodigy, I have a question. Have you been watching Miss Marvel on Disney Plus?
So I saw the first 3 episodes.
Here we go.
To me, it just felt very, and I haven't finished it. I get it, but I couldn't force myself to finish it. I just was kind of bored. It felt a lot like, remember the Disney Channel shows from like the early 2000s with Hannah Montana and That's So Raven?
Yeah.
It at times, not the entire way through it felt that kind of cheesy for me. So it got spoiled in terms of that ending that some people were talking about last week, but I don't feel the need to watch it all. I really don't. But go ahead.
Yeah, it started off on a strong foot, but then it stepped on a banana peel and just fucking fell. Like the show, I felt like was really rushed. There's a bunch of like content. There's a bunch of like cheesy errors here and there.
What kind of continuity errors were you?
Well, like, okay, so one of the stories where they talk about how like the great grandmother, how she was lost at the train station, and then all of a sudden she came back on a trail of stars, and then once they come to that back scene,
Trail of stars. Wait, what?
yeah, they talk about how she came flying through the sky in a trail of stars, and it kind of gave you the impression that like, okay, like she was like an alien or something took her or something like that, and they brought her back. That's the impression I got. When they actually get to that scene of exactly what happened, it's basically so Miss Marvel basically travels back in time. They don't really explain how. I mean, they talk about how it happens. But like the little kid takes like 2 or 3 fucking steps on some glowing platform and then fall, and that was it. Like, and there's hella people walking by. Ain't nobody looking at this kid like, whoa, that kid is fucking floating. No, everybody's just walking along like it was so fucking dumb.
She wasn't higher than anybody else. I mean, she's like 3. She's a 3-year-old kid.
It's the middle of the night. You see these fucking glowing steps. You see this kid go walking across, and this is like in the past. So like, I mean, the trains are run by fucking steam basically, and people ain't looking at like, whoa, what is this glowing light? But then they have this magical story that the kid came flying in on a trail of fucking stars. It was underwhelming with when the story actually fucking happened, based off of the story that they told.
Yeah, I mean, from a 3-year-old kid's perspective, I guess that's grandiose. From an adult, they're like, what?
Real quick though, here's the other thing too. Like, I don't hate on the fact that. In fact, I'm happy that they got a Pakistani actress and these Pakistani American family to be on this show, and that's consistent with the character and all of that. That's cool because you haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
And literally for the past, especially the past 20 years, even beyond that, most of the time you've seen them in really negative depictions in the media, you know, from terrorists and all that other racist bullshit. So I'm glad to see, I want to be really clear, on some positive representation for that South Asian community all the way around. I just, from a comic book standpoint, I just couldn't get on board with it being really fun. Here's the thing. With Marvel, I know when they put their best foot forward. I know when they put all their chips in, here you go, here's the new hotness. You can feel it, like right from the fucking jump. You know, you knew when Black Panther dropped. You knew when fucking Ragnarok dropped. You knew when Civil War, all the Avengers movies, Iron Man. You knew that shit. They were like, here's all the chips on the table. This is the hot shit. I didn't get that impression here. It felt a lot phoned in, and I'm specifically dancing around fucking spoilers and shit because. You know, there were some spoilers towards the end that even more so made me feel like there was some shoehorning going on.
So I gotta say, the thing about the end, a lot of people hang so much expectation off of one word, and the problem
music.
is, I guess, but the thing is that literally
the music was legendary.
The show creator and writer does not confirm about the existence of this so-called rumor. It's literally left open like, oh, this is a possibility, but this is not.
No.
Yes,
the music that they played was iconic. Like if you heard like 1 second clip of that music, you'd have been like, okay, I know exactly where the music's from.
No matter what, even if you're right though, Olden, even if you're right, I still don't like that. If you're right and it's a tease, what the fuck? If you're wrong and it was intentional, I'm still like, what the fuck? Because it's some important part of Marvel history that doesn't have anything to do with this character. And I mean zero. I want to be really clear. Zero to do with this character.
Yeah, and I get the origin behind the scenes that originally they were supposed to be part of a particular group and then last minute got changed to a different group. But the way that the ending is presented, it can literally go either way. Literally.
No,
and I mean, I understand. Yes, like I said, the writer and showrunner does not confirm this.
Okay,
at all.
Okay,
at all.
Let's be clear. Given the history, and given how, and we've talked about this again. I'm still dancing around some stuff, but the Inhuman show failed. Period. Point blank. And this is the most popular from the comics and from recent video games and from even cartoons. This is the most popular Inhuman character. Yes, like more popular than Black Bolt, more popular than the Medusa.
Yeah, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Marvel.
So
Yeah.
I know
you know what I
who
mean.
Medusa-
Let's be clear on just some of the recent stuff that's happened. So
I'm pretty sure there's
What
not a huge bunch of Medusa fans, but there are a lot of Black Bolt fans.
not more than this character, not more than Miss Marvel.
Ooh.
Yeah, Miss Marvel definitely stepped up on the scene.
Well,
There
listen to the
should
whole
be-
argument here because I haven't watched the show, but I heard what Prodigy just said, and he's right. Like, there's way more Miss Marvel's fans. As a comic book reader, more than probably most of you.
Okay.
But like Miss Marvel's were way more popular.
Okay.
Yeah. But
For
like
sure.
one of the issues with the show is that her powers on the show isn't well. I've never read the comics, so I don't know exactly what her power set is. I mean, all I know is that she has like stretchy powers, but her powers at the beginning, it's like she has the ability of like a Green Lantern where she can conjure like construct stuff. But then like once she does get her comic book based powers, it doesn't make any sense because she says her catchphrase. Well, you know, sorry, Cross, you know what's gonna happen. But yeah, she uses her comic book powers, but they never really go into like saying like how she was able to do that. Like there's no like lead up to it or anything. It just fucking happens.
Yes, there was because there's a fight scene at school where she literally shows off some of her powers, which
Well,
is
but it isn't
with
her.
She normally does.
But her body isn't growing bigger and her body isn't stretching.
Her body does do exactly what
it's
you said.
no, it
Literally does.
she's projecting like some stuff out of her. Isn't like
Yeah. So that's not consistent. That's
yeah.
weird.
That's what he's talking about.
But
That's what
he
I'm
was
talking
talking
about, like
about the stretchy stuff. That was
Yeah,
in the show.
no, she literally had to say her word like
I know. I know.
bigger, unbiggin or something like that, and then she gets big or some shit.
So I'm not sure if that's a word from her language. I don't know if she speaks Punjabi or Farsi.
It's in the comics. It's part of her lore.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know if the word itself is either Punjabi or Farsi. I'm not quite certain about that because I know what she says, but like I was saying, her stretchy powers are there, but they have like this weird enhancement to it, and you see it in other fight scenes. What you don't see is she does cosmic projectile shit, which is not part of her original power set that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, her power is more like Green Lantern with like her projecting, like constructing stuff. I mean, yeah, it looks like a fist and a hand, but it's not her body stretching.
Bottom line, it wasn't well written. Like, period. And I know it's no shade to the actual writers or whatever, but this just wasn't this high quality show. I don't know anybody giving it like an A or, an S class or anything like that. This is not the best of the best.
But did you see the scene where at the party where the DOD shows up and like she like God, this scene bugs the hell out of me. So there's a scene where the DOD catches up with her, she's in an alley, and she starts to use her leaf jumping powers where she like walks in the air or whatever and jumps over them, and they blast her and she ends up falling. Okay, you have these swarm of people on the other side of this van. They shot her down, but she's able to fall on the ground, stand up, jump into a Porsche, and drive away. Like these people couldn't run around a fucking van to get her. Like that scene didn't make any kind of sense.
All right, there's something that Prodigy said. Sorry, I'm taking my headphones on and off. You're watching the live stream. I'm trying not to listen to the whole conversation because I want to watch the show. Yeah. But I'm behind on a lot of shows. Prodigy just said that he doesn't hear anybody giving it like an 8 or anything like that.
An A.
An A?
Yeah.
Okay, an A. Miss Marvel is one of the highest rated MCU shows out there. There's like it's without a doubt. It's got 78% on Metacritic. It's highly rated. I think the problem is that anytime I watch a show, especially about young people, I'm like, I don't get it. Then I remember I'm fucking 42. I'm almost 43 years old. So there's things that I try to keep in mind when I watch shows like this. Is that first of all, it's not made for me. It's not made for my generation. You know, I'm not a young woman or a young lady, whatever. It's just it's not written for me. It's written for somebody that is a teenager or a late teen today, and that's not really going to resonate with me as a 40-year-old guy. So I think that's something that I think a lot of older people, that are especially nerds, that when we watch these shows with young people in there, it's like they're not making these shows for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
but look at the user score too.
Yeah, but the user scores, I bet you, are older people that are not. I can guarantee you, it's not a bunch of 16-year-old fucking girls that are writing these reviews. It's a bunch of fucking. Let's go through. You want to go through them?
I mean, all I'm saying is you talk about a 78 and then you talk about a 4.1.
Yeah, but
if you split the difference, that's not.
No, dude. I mean, you can't split the difference on shit like this because we all know we're just pretending that there's not fucking internet trolls that'll get mad at anything that is female related.
There are there are sometimes trolls out there. I get that, but if someone loves a show, then there's going to be a whole bunch of people getting on there talking about it too.
Yeah,
like I would say. What could I say? A perfect example would be like Steven Universe. Like, I'm a huge fan of that show, and that show was not written for me or anything at all. And there's there's lesbian undertones. That show was really, really good. The story was there. Everything was kind of detailed very well. Like, I think even what is it? Not The Last Airbender, but the second one that came out. I thought that one wasn't really drawn for that. It was like for younger people. I mean, even like Ninja Turtles. Fucking even Bluey. Bluey is a great fucking show that's meant for like little kids, but like, it still piques her interest. So with this show, I'm not complaining about like, because I like this, like what's that Disney show? I like Wizardly? No. Girl Meets World. That's a perfect example. That show was meant for like young people, and I still had a lot of fun watching that show.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
But for this show, I just had issues with like editing, like some of the story didn't kind of make sense. I didn't care about her, like her little love triangle that was going on. Like that was cutesy stuff. Like I knew that there was gonna be a story built all around that. Like I have a problem with that. It's just the story just didn't kind of make sense, and like they didn't really build up to this. They didn't build up her story in a good way, in my opinion.
Well, so literally, I'm reading through the low reviews, and some of them are sort of relevant, but a lot of them are literally what I'm talking about. The show is for children, and it sucks. Don't waste your time unless you're a preteen or early teenage girl. Those people exist, and they want to enjoy. This is what I can't stand about.
Yeah, they do exist.
Stupid ass fucking comic book people. All right, if you want them to make more comics, then stop writing stupid shit like this. All right, not all comics are written for you. All right, they're not. There's a bunch of comics I don't fucking like. Like I didn't like America, and yes, I talk shit about it because they literally changed the fucking character, and she used to be badass. All right, and in this comic or in this comic show, the changes they made to the character that I had a problem with was number one was her powers. So I knew her powers were different, but at the same time, I cannot even fault the writers for changing her fucking powers. Why? Because in the comic books, there's already a character, a way more established character that had the same exact fucking powers. So like, why wouldn't you? I thought it was a really smart idea to actually change her powers to something that's different. Yeah, Mr. Fantastic has the same exact fucking powers as Ms. Marvel in the comic books. So why the fuck? In the Fantastic Four, people are way more familiar with in movies and shit like that. So I totally understand that, but like these people are just like, complaining because they're not they'll even admit they're not the target audience, but still give it a 1 or a 0. It's like just admit that you're not the target audience and fucking move on. Why even write it'd be like me complaining about. I want to say My Little Pony, but I kind of like My Little Pony. I don't give a fuck. Because my daughter wants it. Yeah.
And it's funny because My Little Pony.
My Little Pony's good.
Yeah, it is.
Let me really quickly jump in. My Little Pony's good. Period.
Hold on.
I've seen 2 movies. That's a good show.
Are you reading the comic?
Well, no, I'm not. Hold on.
Comic
I might. My daughter got me into My Little Pony. I fucking like that one. And
that should be the name of this podcast. I might read the My Little Pony comic.
My Little Pony crosses over with fucking Transformers.
Yeah, look.
Fucking G.I. Joe did that too.
I get I'm not the fucking target audience with that shit. I will ride for My Little Pony being fucking good. I love that one quite a bit.
Well, like
I didn't just real quick. I didn't like this one all that much. I've seen other Marvel shows that were for the same, target audience or whatever. I've seen other DC shows, same target audience.
Hold on,
This
stop.
one,
what other Marvel show is aimed at teens that you have seen?
Teenage girls, specifically.
So, the Gifted was starring two teenage mutants. It was the daughter and the son on there.
Hold on.
Polaris? Yeah, she was the main.
I don't think they were teenage years. They were adults.
No,
First season they were
adults.
No, they're adults. The two kids are the
daughter.
That's right.
It's
the
Bill Compton's kids.
Yes,
those were the kids on there. Sorry, but they were still mutants.
Hold on.
Another
Plus, or maybe it is now, but it's not a necessarily new show. That show got canceled right when Marvel Studios did Marvel TV, or the new Marvel TV show division got formed. That show got canceled.
Okay.
So now we have new shows on Disney Plus.
Wait.
Hold on. So
here's a
but
perfect
wasn't
example.
the Hawkeye one? That was all about a teenage girl. No.
Yes.
I thought she was an adult.
Yeah, she's 22.
Kate is an adult.
She's
22.
like 19 or 18.
Oh.
Those are still adults, but
Yeah, but that's still a teenager.
yeah,
She is still a teenager. And you got her full name is Kate Bishop.
Literally, Kate Bishop is 22. Episode 1, she's 22.
Okay, I thought she was like 18. All right. I mean, she's
Well,
still young.
A perfect. It's not a Marvel movie, but Turning Red. That one got a bunch of fucking hate because people were like, I don't understand this. The show. This animation was not meant for certain target people. Like, it focused on one target, but it was still. I thought it was a good movie. It had a fucking bomb-ass soundtrack, and it made a lot of fucking sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Turning Red, but this is the problem that I've recognized, like, as I'm getting older, is that like not everything is fucking made for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'm watching Turning Red, and I'm literally, when I saw some of the reviews, and it's like, well, I'm not a teenage Asian girl, and I don't like it. It's like, okay, so you recognize that you're not the target audience. So like, why are you what are you doing here? Like, you understand that this carries like a lot of value for the target audience.
Yeah.
And so don't ruin especially when you're like a critic, don't ruin their experience by talking shit about this show, and then studios will be hesitant to make anything for the demographic just because you fucking asshole, when you know that it's not made for you, still talk shit about this as a critic publicly and gave it like a 1 or a 0.
Corona, did you see the
critics
review?
are supposed to review though. I mean, that's their job, to review everything.
Yeah, but
No.
I totally disagree, because you can critique all you want, but when you say in there that I'm not the target audience, and then you just shit on the whole thing, it's like, just say I'm not the target audience, and then just don't give a fucking review.
Yeah.
How fucking hard is that?
Hold on.
You can't give it a rating.
They do have to give a review.
No, they don't.
No, they're literally paid to give a review on movies
No,
and TV shows. Like,
usually
critics that get paid.
You can pick what the fuck you want to review.
So if their employer tells them you're going to review X number of things, or you're going to review this, you don't always get to decide everything. Not everybody. I mean, they get paid for it. Come on.
I mean, you're right. They do get paid for reviewing, but it's totally ridiculous. It'd be like, I don't even know another experience to put this in, but it's just like if they're not making it for you, and you recognize it's not for you, and you come into it with like your own personal experience and not understanding like it's not made for you, and still shitting on it, I don't think that's fair. It's just, especially when you admit it from the fucking beginning that this is not made for me, and then you just,
Well, you know what they should be able to, what they should do for these reviews?
They should, or they should like it.
What they
should pass them the review.
What they should, what they should do? They should have it so you
they're
can.
admitting
So
fucking bias in the beginning.
Well, yes, all people have biases. I get that, but critics do get paid to critique stuff.
Hold on.
So look,
I got
for this.
Wait, go ahead.
Let me say my thing real quick. So the solution to this would be, when you do your review, you put in your age. So say if I want to check out a review, I'll be like, okay, look, I'm a 13-year-old girl. Let me see what other 13-year-olds are reviewing this at. Then bam, I can see like, okay, these are my people. This is what they think.
You can usually see like a snapshot of that person has gray hair. It looks like they're in their 60s and is male.
But,
like you can see that.
The review that you see is the whole populist review. But once I put in there saying I'm 13, it'll show the review ratings that all the 13-year-olds gave.
Hold on.
So,
yeah, this. Go ahead.
I gotta reinforce Cronus a bit. So what I saw with regards to Turning Red was user reviews. The people that were families that were targeting their daughters or whatnot. And the thing was, what I saw was men, mostly men. There's a few women that would. I'm pretty sure I showed the review to Cronus where literally one person said, "I'm not Canadian, I'm not Asian, and I'm not a teen. This isn't for me." And then they just shit all over this. I don't understand. They like showed like their bias. Why wasn't this set in New York? Why was this about an Asian girl? Why was this about this? This should have been about this. And they interject their bias into their review. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
and not professional reviewers.
Yeah,
usually reviews.
I mean, Prodigy, you're totally right. We all have our biases, but if you're not honest in your review, that you have like a real this make it a little bit easier. Is just put it in there like, hey, I'm really biased against this because I'm not the demographic. But they're not doing that, and this is the problem: is that all the vast majority of professional reviewers for any fucking medium are older white dudes, or just older people in general, mostly white dudes. And so when you have them saying that, hey, this is not for me, and because of that, they're going to give it a shitty review, and then all of a sudden it gets like review bombed by people just like them because it wasn't made for them, then it's literally like it's alienating the people that it was made for, because they can still enjoy it, but the studios are going to be less likely to make shows like that because of the reviewers that are professional reviewers are shitting all over like this content, even if it makes money.
Well, let me just say this real quick. I think we have to distinguish between the professional reviewers, like who work for Chicago Sun-Times or something, or New York Times, versus online people. Online people free to say whatever dumb shit, evil, bias, whatever the fuck it is, on a review site. Unless that review site says, hey, that's way out of bounds and racist and inciting violence, you need to remove it, or they decide to remove it, it is what it is. For the reviewers that are professional, sometimes they go on for 2 or 3 fucking pages talking about something. I'm fine with them getting paid to do the review of even something that they don't think they'll like, because that opinion may be shared or it may be a whole lot of praise. Oftentimes I see stuff like Straight Outta Compton wasn't for Roger Ebert. He fucking loved it. Like, he wasn't a target audience, and he went on and on about how great it fucking was. Professional reviewer. I think I got him right. It might have been somebody else. But sometimes that happens.
I'm pretty sure Ebert was dead by then.
I'm glad you said that, because Miss Marvel, with the professional reviewers, 78%. So,
well, it's interesting. So, I mean, it guess it depends on what avenue you look at. But like, as far as target audience go, she did really well for viewers between the age of 20 to 24. And viewers that were black.
Looking at? Are you looking at a breakdown?
I'm looking. This is on comicsoon.net, and it's a tweet from Samba TV on Twitter. But yeah, it says like their highest rating came from 20 to 24 viewers who were of descent of Black, Hispanic, and Asian households.
All good.
Were the highest. I mean, and like honestly, Miss Marvel, like, you know, I love that, you know, she was Pakistani and like the whole. Like she had her best friend was like a white guy, and you never had him kind of breaking down certain things for the audience about what was going on. He was just chilling with the fucking family. Like they like, there's a scene where he comes in and the mom's like, "Hey, you want some food to go take home?" And she went into the kitchen for like 10 seconds and came back with like a fucking whole to-go fucking case of food for him. And he's like, "How did you do that?" He's like, "Oh, Pakistani mom's secret," or something like that. Like, I thought that was funny. There's a lot of stuff I loved about the show. It's just that some of the continuity of it just didn't make fucking sense. I mean, I love the character. The girl who plays Miss Marvel, that plays also some people pronounce her name Kamala. It's not Kamala. Kamala is our vice president. It's I can't remember how it's pronounced now that I think about it.
Kamala. Hold on.
Kamala. It's Kamala.
Hold on. I give my favorite review for this entire show right now. Okay, this is my personal pick, and this is on Metacritic. And the person's name, pretty sure it's a dude, Max Alba. It's a one-star review for this, and it says, if you mix a really bad sitcom with a Mexican soap opera, you get this boring show. This garbage was made for kids. He thought that he was watching Mexican people in this show. That's how much. And this person's opinion is.
Yeah, but when you have a lot of those opinions, whether they're bad or wrong, that also says that a lot of people took the time to write these type of reviews.
Yeah, but they didn't take the time to actually watch the fucking show. This is very clear that this person did not watch the show. If you watch even the first episode, like, why would you think any of them are Mexican?
It says if you mix a really bad sitcom
with a Mexican
soap opera,
nothing about the show is Mexican.
Maybe it feels like a soap opera, a Mexican soap opera.
No.
I mean,
have you ever seen a telenovela?
Have you ever seen a telenovela? Format, not about the ethnicity of the people.
It is nowhere like a telenovela.
Here's the thing. I think you were out of the room. It feels like one of those. I described it as a Disney Channel show, like the That's So Raven. Yeah. Okay. And then at times it just feels poorly written.
That's more fair than a fucking telenovela. Like this show in no way, shape, or form is a telenovela. I don't watch
a whole lot of telenovelas, so
I don't know. I used to watch some with Salvador Gigante as well, which is one of the greatest shows of all fucking time. I'm just saying, if you were a young man in the '90s and you saw Salvador Gigante on Saturday night, just saying that's how you found puberty.
Oh god dang! So I'm gonna say before Prodigy tries to, I understand that this show basically wasn't for you, just like Kronos was saying. This is definitely a window into a teenage Muslim girl who has to deal with her family as well as gaining cosmic powers, and so her family dynamic kind of takes the forefront more so than her powers. So I can see that. I felt like that was kind of a negative. However, for me, I felt like I got to see what a Muslim family in 2020 or 2022 America was like, because they're in Jersey City. I got to see a little bit of her faith, how she prays, how she practices, what her friends were like, and how they treat their Muslim faith, how they live their day-to-day life as a Muslim faith, where they go within their community, and how they interact. I none of that was privy to me, and this show gave me a little bit of a window, so I appreciate that. And then on top of that, we get to see a historic event, the Great Partitioning, or the Great Partition, which was a huge event in the formation of Pakistan and India, and its overall overreaching impact, literally on the world. Based on this,
we got to hear about it.
Well, we get to see it. We see it. So we see it.
Watch it for yourself if you really want to. Old Ninja sounds like he absolutely loves it.
Now you're putting words in my mouth.
Sounds like. I mean, if you don't, say so, because it.
I like the show. I didn't love the show. I did like the show.
Mean,
I got to see the window.
All I've said is it doesn't seem like the majority of people are giving it an 8. And I still stand by that. It doesn't sound like the majority.
Quick little thing right here. Another issue I have with the show. So in the beginning, Kronos, you might want to take off your headphone for this, or maybe not. Give me 2 minutes. So literally in the beginning episode, Kamala's mom didn't even want her to leave the house to go to a fucking party, to go to a Comic-Con. She's like, no, you need to stay home. I don't trust boys. Blah blah blah. The mom finds out that she has fucking powers. She's like, oh, I made you a costume. Go be a fucking superhero. It's like, that doesn't make any fucking kind of sense. That's.
Oh, so Kronos is showing on, what is this, Rotten Tomato? Yeah. And he's saying a 98%.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's literally the highest rated show, the highest rated MCU show for Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
There you go. I enjoyed the show. It's definitely it's not my favorite. to me, WandaVision was still the creme
Oh, yeah.
of the creme. WandaVision's been the best.
Well-
Loki is a definite second or tie
Yeah,
for me.
I have to agree.
There was the Sam and Bucky show. That was a little wonky. I mean, it was action adventure, but the
Yeah.
villain, the main villain was shit. It's like the
Yeah.
villains in the films are great. Like freaking Baron Zemo, he was a real villain. And he didn't really do a whole lot, but his presence was very fucking threatening. And then Wyatt was fucking. He was pretty terrifying. It was if like Captain America went bad. So those two were the
Well,
ones for me.
was the movie Hawkeye or was it called
That was a series.
Okay, I was like, was it Hawkeye or was it Huntress? I can't fucking remember the name of the show. But yeah, Hawkeye was really good just because like, the relationship between Black Widow's sister and stuff like that. Like Black Widow's sister made the show. Like that's the whole reason why I love the show so much. But also then Kate Bishop, she was cool.
I
just think those shows was a lot better than I know. Cronos keeps saying like we're not the fan base, but I wanted to like the show. I mean, I like Marvel. I know of Miss Marvel. I mean, I've seen her in like the Spider-Man animated shows, and I wanted to love it. And like, I love the actress. Like a lot of the stuff, I love the actresses or the actors in there. I love like the whole dynamic with the family and stuff like that. I think the editing was really bad. The story was kind of rushed. Like the whole DOD kind of being like a fucking law enforcement and fucking like trying to kill fucking kids was really weird. And then like the whole Home Alone shit that happened inside the gym. I was like, okay, this is getting kind of too cartoony for me.
I'm with you. I just didn't.
But I wanted to love the show, and I mean, once she got her costume, I was like, okay, this is fucking badass. And like the scene where she like when she first puts on the bracelet and she like travels to like the fucking dead dimension or whatever, and then she like pops back up, like all the special effects and stuff in the first two episodes. I was like, okay, this show's got some potential, but then also it just kind of just goes downhill from there.
Well, I thought it was okay. There was some stuff that was weird when they're in Pakistan. I felt like the dynamic shifted a lot, which I didn't like, and I felt like her family dynamic kind of overshadowed her and her discovering her powder, even though she does train. But it's not. I felt like she needed a kind of a mentor, but it is what it is.
But does she go into a hyperbolic time chamber to train?
Yeah,
just saying.
But I like the show. I wouldn't give it an A, but I would probably give it a B minus. I'd give it B minus.
Prodigy, why would it need to be an A?
I'm just saying. I've seen Marvel put out A's. Have you? I mean, I have.
I think the MCU has put out
multiple.
They put out multiple, but there's been way less. There's been way fewer A's than
I mean, since Endgame, anything that came out after that.
I think expecting this show or any Marvel anything to be an A is kind of like it's pretty fucking high bar.
Well, for me, they've showcased that and demonstrated it over and over again that they're more than capable consistently of putting out A quality.
I don't think they're capable, but it's not been consistent. I mean, I'm not saying they're putting out anything, but there's been a few things that I would consider an A, but there's been like plenty of things I don't consider an A. Like, even with their movies, like.
So I'm looking at Red.
I was gonna say.
I'm looking at Red Tomato right now.
I don't even consider them misses. It's just that you can't have everything be like top tier all the time. Like I think that's unreasonable.
And I gotta think, what MCU show has Prodigy even think that was an A? Because so far, I think he shat on every one.
No, I haven't. No, I didn't think it was an A either, but I liked.
Give an A, goddammit.
Well, an A for a TV show I gave so it's not MCU, but I loved Legion, and that's still Marvel. I gave that.
That's not MCU. I said MCU.
Yeah. So in terms of TV shows, no, I guess the closest I've seen is maybe a B. I really liked Sam and Bucky, in terms of a B at times. But then there were other times that with like I think it was the main villain on that show, where they lost me and they had episodes that were like C minus. like more than one.
So I guess this is kind of to the point because I would consider like probably most of the Netflix ones, but I guess that's not MCU. Maybe it will be soon.
I was debating because is that MCU or not? Because Daredevil, I would give an A.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. Is like I think like your premise of like expecting this to be an A when MCU shows have not been the highest quality throughout. I think it's it's
since Daredevil was in Spider-Man, would that make it MCU then?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I would say the Netflix.
They're in that universe. Same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think quite a few things on the Daredevil universe were A quality, and then the other thing I was going to say is, I mean, I didn't feel like it was an A, but I also don't even feel necessarily that it was a B plus or it was very close. For me, this was like a C plus. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's even a lower bar than that. Not that everything has to be an A.
I mean, C plus is still watchable. You know what I mean? For most people, it's watchable. I mean, Jesus, I fucking passed high school with like less than a C average. So I'm basically a fucking moron, but I have a podcast with a bunch of cool dudes. But it's okay. Like I think people, when it comes to like the MCU, they have high expectations, but it's like, I don't think that they're always warranted because people remember the highs, but not the lows with the MCU or even the average. I mean, when you want to talk about like TV shows and like, that Marvel has put out, I mean, you got to remember that Marvel put out, give me a second.
Oh, yeah. So,
well, I was gonna say real quick. So when we're talking about ratings and stuff like that, right now, Thor: Love and Thunder is sitting very fucking low as far as ratings go. I mean, it's below fucking Miss Marvel. But then, like, also, I didn't like Moon Knight. Moon Knight just.
I like Moon Knight.
It didn't make any kind of fucking. I actually didn't finish watching it just because I was like, this shit's all over the place. It's not making any goddamn sense. But then also, Eternals didn't do very well. But I mean, it's kind of during the pandemic, but still, I didn't. Eternals was okay to me.
Spider-Man came right after that and made $2 billion. So
yeah, that's true.
And did come out, because the Eternals came out in November.
Yeah, Spidey came out in December, like a month later.
Yeah,
people are just that was a shit
movie. But then also, if you think of pandemic too, Shang-Chi came out.
Shang-Chi came in hot.
At home.
That came in hot. It came out in September. And I saw that in the theaters, and the theater was packed. The theater was fucking packed.
That one did all right. It didn't put up no Spidey numbers.
Then, it didn't.
Black Widow.
Who the fuck else put out Spidey numbers? What the fuck?
Damn near nobody.
Well, the only thing was out of 2021, nothing came that close to $1 billion in 2021.
Yep.
Nothing.
Fucking what's the name? Oh, no, 2021.
Yeah, 2021. Spider-Man came
Top
out.
Gun is on that level.
Yeah.
Oh, Top Gun came out this year, literally a couple months ago.
Yeah, but I'll say this too. Shows are obviously super subjective, and when you talk about like shows geared for younger audiences, Titans wouldn't count because it's more violent, but it certainly has teens in it. It
has like 2 teens.
That show fucking sucked.
Dude, I fucking love. I ride hard for that shit. It's so fucking weird with all the Dick Grayson and Rachel.
Man.
I love that shit. Y'all were wrong. I like Titans way more.
Rachel and Gar, teenagers. Everyone else is in their 20s. Like literally,
Superboy Superboy. He's a clone.
He's a clone, but he's not. He's in his 20s. He ain't no teen.
Wait. So I'm looking at the reviews. So Punisher on Netflix. Netflix's Punisher.
That was an A.
Probably one of the best fucking shows on Netflix as far as the Marvel movies go. It's got a 64 on Rotten Tomatoes.
See, sometimes shit does not fucking add up.
That was probably one.
This is the other side of demographics.
Yeah.
It's literally that show was written for dudes like us.
Yeah.
That's the other side of demographics.
Yeah. But it's.
Wait, what did Mad Max get? Because that show was written for dudes like us.
Mad Max.
That was a perfect movie.
Mad Max: The Fury Road. That
Hopefully
movie.
People liked it. That was great.
That was a
great. I got 97.
Yeah.
97%.
So here's the thing. Sometimes you agree with the critics. Sometimes you disagree with the users. It's all fucking subjective at the end of the fucking day. But when it works, it works.
I mean, I think it's subjective, but when it comes to, it's like when even still to this day, when I see, people of color talk about there's no comics for people of color. And I'm like, well, what's the last comic that you bought that was about a person of color? And then they don't say anything. They're all silent. And it's like, well, you're part of the problem. And so when it comes to like demographics and shit like this is the issue. It's like, we need more of them made, but at the same time, like, you can't be like, I'm not going to say you can't be ultra critical of them, but if it's not literally made for your demographic, I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it at all, but that demographic, especially when it comes to like, young teenage girls, it's like you want to bring in that demographic in the comic books, like in general. Like, yeah, it might not be for you, but showing, Marvel or DC or whoever that these people are there and they are willing to consume that, that whatever comic that you're making, that you made for them. Because I can guarantee you that, the person that they're writing the comic for is not going to be out there and, going to be vocal about writing reviews on shit. But somebody that the comic was not made for at all, that didn't enjoy it because he was mad that it wasn't about, and I'm saying him because the vast majority of people that are mad about this shit were dudes, about Miss Marvel. They're going to ruin it for a lot of people that it was made for, because Marvel's going to see all the negative backlash about this shit because people were super vocal about their hate for it, even though they didn't even like really watch it, or they'll admit that, it's just they're fucking it up for a lot of people for no good reason. Just fucking move on. If you want to like not read it or not watch it, then do that. But don't go out there and like just shit all over something that's not, especially for like non-valid reasons.
So I was
wait.
we're going to see Miss Marvel again in Prodigy's most anticipated movie, The Marvels. We'll see her. We'll also see Monica Rambeau, who was in WandaVision. She'll be back. And probably, huge rumor mill, we might see Blue Marvel. Hopefully, but we'll see. But
I haven't heard any like concrete confirmation on that at all.
There has not been confirmation, but it's been rumors. Right. Nothing but rumors. Because Monica and Blue Marvel have been in a romantic relationship.
I don't know why he would be in that, because the Marvels it should be like mostly females, so I don't know why they would introduce him. Don't get me wrong, he should be in a lot more stuff, but to be honest, like, Marvel has like left him on the wayside. Like, the last thing he was in was the Ultimates, which was fucking great, and after the Ultimates happened, one of the worst comics that I've read, which I just talked about earlier, was Captain America, because they took her from like being a super badass.
Oh, you mean America Chavez.
America Chavez, sorry. Let's say Captain America.
You did.
Didn't I? Just America. Yeah, it went from her being a badass to her going back to college, and I was just like, this is so fucking dumb. And they've done nothing with Blue Marvel that I'm aware of since that time. And that was like probably at least 5 years ago, probably more than that.
Let me say something really quick about Blue Marvel. Back to demographics. This is a middle-aged, intelligent black man as a fictional character. Should be right up my fucking lane, I find him boring as shit. I can't stand Blue Marvel. I've never gotten into him. I read him on the Ultimates. I like other characters on the Ultimates way more than him. He never did it for me. They not only have they not promoted him, but when they have in comics, I've never really liked him. I've found Mr. Terrific more interesting. I've obviously found T'Challa more interesting. Even Falcon more interesting. He's really low down my totem pole of black male comic book characters that I give a damn about. Like,
at least they didn't call him Black Marvel.
Yeah, at least he didn't. Yeah, I mean, honestly, sorry. No, I mean, don't even be sorry about it, because obviously, if it's written especially for our demographic, if you don't like it, I'm not saying anything. I mean, I like the character. This is the problem, is that I want to know more about him, and he's only had like really, as far as I know, like 2, maybe 3 really solid runs. And the person who made him, I actually met. It's
Didn't we all meet him?
What's up?
Yeah, didn't we all meet him?
No, because it was just me and you that were there. Oh no, this is at WonderCon, wasn't it?
Yeah, at
We were all
WonderCon.
there. Yeah.
We ran into him when he was trying to eat.
Yeah. Kevin
right.
Garreau. And
Yeah.
he made the character, and yeah, I like the character. So
I want them to make me like him. Do some good shit with him. You know, write him real well. But the writing fucking matters. Power set matters. How you use those powers creatively.
his power set is fucking pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, but how you like, you got to demonstrate that. Cool.
You got to read some more. I mean,
I read all the Ultimates.
I mean, that's just the Ultimate, so that's not like.
I need more.
I mean,
recommend it.
Okay, yeah, there is more.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, I feel like if there's a geek history lesson on Blue Marvel, they have recommended reading. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, put that
How
out there.
come? Wait, quick little thing. How come reviewers have to write such like corny shit for the reviews? Like, okay, this one's for Miss Marvel. It says Miss Marvel doesn't reinvent the superhero wheel. Instead, it dips it in gold, bedazzles, and the eye-melting visuals. It's like, what? Why can't you just say, Miss Marvel, it's not your normal superhero movie, but it takes it to a different level? Like, why you gotta be all corny with your gold and bedazzle?
People have been writing about superhero cartoons and shows and movies and whatnot for 25 years now or more.
I do love the actress playing her, though.
I have to say, though, is that at 2022, I love the fact that we can even have an argument about shitty or not shitty comic book movies and TV shows. You know, no matter what opinions that I've said on this podcast, I love the fact that all these shows, even the fucking ones that I consider shitty, even exist on TV shows and movies. Because back in the day when we were kids, the comic book movies were few and far between, and the ones that were out there were pretty fucking shitty until like Batman and then for Marvel, Blade. Blade is like the one that really started Marvel and like the whole, hey, we can make money off of movies and let's like make cool movies. But for DC had a head start with Batman back in like, I think it was like 89 or some shit.
Superman back in the 70s.
Yeah, and Superman kind of too, but
I mean, you gotta give him props for starting it, right?
Yeah, at the time, but it's just go back and watch some Superman fucking movies. I'm just saying.
I did.
Just 1 and 2. Don't watch 3 or 4.
Yeah, just watch Superman 1 and 2, and that's what propelled Christopher Reeve into the stratosphere. Nobody would have known who he was.
Oh man, you were gonna go there.
I'm not.
Well, one quick thing with the actress that played Kamala, her name is, I just had it in front of me.
Iman.
It's Iman Vellani, I think how you pronounce it. But she's a big ass nerd herself, so she knows the character. Apparently she gets an argument with the director. It's about how things should be done, but she's a great actress. She was really good as Miss Marvel. I loved her as the character.
Oh, real quick. So Cake Man wins for the comment of the night. He said Prodigy doesn't like Blue Marvel because he one-shotted the Hulk, which he did.
Oh,
Well, then fuck him even more. No, and
Fucking uppercut.
yeah, I'll say this. I want to be really clear. This whole time, haven't said anything bad about the actress. You know, haven't said anything bad about any actresses on there. You know, so
it's not about the culture or anything. It's just the story.
Haven't shit on anybody's race or religion either. Like, if you like something, you like something. And I don't agree with the people who shit on, like, it was just like that Star Wars stuff with Kelly Marie Tran. You know what I mean? Where it was like, oh, how could this Asian? Or with Finn, with John Boyega. There's people who shit on someone because they're an ethnicity and in a role, and I think that's always
or Moses and Graham. Same thing with her.
Yeah, I liked Moses as an actress more than I liked quite a few episodes of Obi. You know, I thought Obi was real questionable at times. You know.
Yeah, you must. I still think you. But we're gonna have to talk about Obi-Wan next week.
I liked Obi. Obi was good.
Obi
I mean, I have my issues with
mid
Obi and
plus.
I'll give Obi a B.
I give it a B minus, and I'm being generous.
B minus is pretty. I feel like your whole like rating scale system is in question.
Have you watched any Obi?
No, but if you're saying like a B plus and you're just like.
No, he said B minus.
A B minus is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'm being. Hold on, I said Also, I'm being very generous with it, admittingly, because it's been a little while since that show has ended. B- would be on the high side for me. That's it.
Well,
Hold on, real quick. I gotta specify some shit. Did you like the show?
Sorta.
How the fuck is that a B-?
Yeah, how's that to be?
So there were episodes that I really did like. Out of what were there? 6 episodes?
6 episodes.
2.5 to 3, I didn't like. I would give
Dude, certain scenes.
2.5 to 3 of them like a C-. And then there was at least one A in there. So it was all over the place on those 6 episodes.
Okay, so hold the fuck on.
Average.
So a C- is don't like. That's your scale?
C- is me not liking it. Yeah.
Okay.
There should be
those should be D's like at most.
Mm-hmm.
For most people.
Hold on. D would be me hating it.
Then what's an F? The fuck?
F is it's even more hatred. I mean, like D's and F's are
Well,
hatred.
We're looking at it.
C- is dislike.
We're looking at it.
What do you put?
We're looking at it as grade, but if you put numbers behind it, so C would be like a 3. So you're giving it like a mid rating.
Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, yeah, I would say makes sense that way.
A C. So,
that was great.
So a 3 out of what? 5?
3 out of 5.
Or you could do 70 out of 100, 7 out of 10.
So you think it was slightly above? No, this isn't. This is
Giving a grade doesn't make any kind of sense because grades are like what 100 through 90 is an A, 80 through 89 is a B, 70 through 79 is a C.
Well, it depends.
But anything below like 70 is an F. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. I hate the fucking whole grading system.
Usually 60 is less because some. So on this grading scale, anything below 70 is a D.
Yeah.
Anything
that's right.
below 65 is an F.
That's about right.
And like
Am I
on
tripping
the
here?
high
So
side,
hold on. This could just be me because I've had very low scores in high school. All right, my last schooling ever. What somebody tells me like a B to me is pretty fucking good.
yeah, that's good. That's a so on the number scale, it's a 3.0. That would be your average.
A B is good in a lot of ways. B means in general good. A B- to C+, that range means
that's an okay.
Yeah, it means you like or an okay.
That's still good.
That's passing. Even C- is passing.
That's more than passing, bitch. A fucking C, a C- is passing. A B- is like that's more than passing. That'd be like me saying an A is passing. Technically, what I'm saying is correct.
Yeah, but so back to Obi. I mean, yeah, it's somewhere between because I said at best B-.
Okay.
To C range. Like that's where I'm putting it because there were episodes that I just didn't like, and there were episodes that I did like.
Okay.
So it's a mixed bag and kind of hard to pin down. But if I had to give a grade, out of 100, 77, 78.
All right. So I am going to concede all that because obviously everybody on this podcast except for me has been in school for way longer than I have. I haven't been in school for that long. Like the last time I was in any kind of school was in fucking 1998, and I didn't do well in school. So when I think of like B's and A's and shit like that, I guess it means probably way differently from like most people that have been in school for longer.
Just
and
A is excellent,
that's
right?
fine. I mean, but for me B was. If I got a fucking B in high school, I'd be like, that's fucking great. You know what I mean?
So the reason why
I have bias, obviously. Bias.
The reason
I'm
why
admitting it. I'm tapping out because of bias. Like you should.
Oh, damn. So the C- is the one where you're teetering on failing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
so
that's
if you
fair.
barely pass, if you get a C-, it means you barely passed.
But you passed.
But you passed. But you are in the danger and overall. So if you're like when going with Obi, right? There's 6 episodes. Over the course of those 6, if you average one below that, that could drop you into the fail. So if you get
He didn't
two,
say C minus though.
he did not. But if he gave 3 of them a C minus and then 1 or 2 a D, that's a fail. That's like
all right. So I already said I'm conceding. I have ignorance in this. There's a hole in my knowledge when it comes to like letter grades in school. I freely admit that now, and it's okay. So if y'all say a fucking B minus is good to go, all right. Whatever.
But I mean, to kind of take it also into play is like at least in school, at the end of the school year, your grade is the average of how you did. So like, yeah, you might have got an A on one test and got a D on another test. Well, your average is going to be like a C. So, and that's how it was with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like there were some episodes that were like, holy shit, this is fucking badass. And there was other episodes that like, this was a waste of my fucking time. So
it felt all over the place.
I mean, it had its moments where you were just, you needed a rag to clean up the mess that you just made. But then the other side was like, okay, I'm gonna go crossfade in my drink or something like that. But like, yeah, I mean, hey, Obi-Wan was all right. It was no Mando.
Here's the thing I'll say. It was definitely no Mando. Mando was head and fucking shoulders. I got into this with Gian or whatever. He was like, well, you can't compare Star Wars shows. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You can definitely compare Star Wars shows because they're all in the Star Wars universe. And everybody, damn near, believes that Mando is a better show. 1 and 2. Those were A's. A pluses, in fact. Those were solid as fuck. Especially season 2 of Mando, damn near perfect. Stranger Things, season 4, damn near perfect. Like A, maybe A. Yeah, in fact, A plus. Like, knocked it out of the park. When you hear me give something a B, like 85 range, I know, we're going back to the numbers, or an A, that means I thought it was very, very good or loved. Anything below that, it's good enough. I'm not completely shitting on it. If I give it a D, then it's completely shitting on it. Go ahead. What Cakeman saying?
Cakeman in the chat gave Iron Fist. He said Iron Fist was an F in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I responded. First Odin just said Iron Fist was a C minus for him, and I said Iron Fist was I need to see your parents after school. Great, like
damn.
That's how bad Iron Fist was.
You get that note, you in trouble.
And especially when it's safety pin onto your shirt, so you can't like. You can't take it off.
You can't easily remove it, but we all did. It's all good. Like, yeah, and maybe made a F into a B. It's all good. I didn't do that because I knew the consequences. I would have gotten fucked up if I'd done that.
Oh, my teacher had my mom's our home number, so my teacher knew my mom, so I couldn't have done that.
There you go. All right, guys, we ready to wrap? I think so.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of. I'm
like a burrito.
Right,
damn.
Let's burrito it. Blue, what you got populating this week? God damn it.
Oh man, I had some fucking crazy shit happen this week. First of all, I got rear-ended by individual.
The booty warrior?
Not a booty warrior.
I hate to do it. 158 times now.
Hold on.
I fucking set that up.
Anyone
that fucking shit up.
Anyone that is listening to this via audio, you missed the epic moment of both Prodigy and Chronos.
Yeah.
They're gonna race to the mic to say, "Oh, Buddha would have gotten your ass." So, oh my god.
If you're listening to this podcast, go to our YouTube channel and just at least watch the whole thing. But like, you can fast forward toward the end and be like, "Oh shit, this shit fucking really went down."
So it's about 2 hours and probably like 6 minutes in because I have to subtract some time. But yeah, probably 2 hours and 6 minutes in, you'll see like me try to grab the mic and lose.
Yeah. But yeah, so somebody crashed into my car. And yeah, the interesting thing was that like I called like the local police and told them like, yeah, I was in an accident. They're like, they're like basically like, fuck you, your insurance can handle that shit. Why are you calling me? And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like this dude doesn't have all of this fucking information. I'm pretty sure he's driving uninsured. They're like, yeah, it's not our problem.
Sounds like a you problem, not us.
Yeah,
problem.
basically. He's like, I am a police officer. I only deal with school shootings. If that's even a thing. Yeah, maybe.
That's optional.
But yeah. Basically. Other than that, I'm still listening to Sandman because that's coming out on Netflix pretty soon, which I'm pretty excited about. Which it's really hard if they don't have Kat Dilling in there as Death.
Kat Dennings, first of all.
Denning.
Put some respect on her name.
If they don't have her in that as Death, I might not watch the show just because she just makes that character like her whole her bubbly voice.
You said Kat Dennings in this?
Yeah, she's the voice of Death in the Sandman audiobook.
Well,
real quick for the listeners. So Prodigy doesn't listen to, is it nonfiction books?
Or fiction.
Fiction books. So he doesn't read or listen to fiction books for some reason, which is very strange to me.
Except comics.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because he reads fucking comic books, which is totally fine. But seriously, like, listen to just the first Sandman or Dune or or even the Batman fucking.
Yeah,
wait. I tried with Batman. That was a little out there for me.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. So for me, I listened to maybe 1 or 1.5, 2 episodes of Batman. I had a hard time following it with the with the voices. I know the sound effects were there. It still didn't quite help orient myself. That's my problem with like a lot of novels. I get fucked up with the characters. I can't stand the characters usually. But Kat Dennings' voice, I might be able to get off on that. So I'll try this.
You will be able to, but like, yeah, you'll be fucking lost if you listen to Sandman then, because like the first couple of episodes are pretty. They stick to a certain thing, but there's like a point where shit kind of happens where they just start talking about like random stories, and it's like you would be like, what the fuck am I listening to? You just gotta stick it through and understand like this is not a filler episode, but they're just going into more details about Sandman.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean that's what the comic is. Like it's it's segmented.
I haven't read that comic either yet. Yeah. I need to read it.
Yeah, I mean, Carlos talked about it on the podcast like years ago, saying how great it was, and like I listened to the first one before, and the first one was like amazing, and the second one came out, and I was like, I kind of slept on it. It was in my queue. I never just got around to watching it, but then Netflix picked it up, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, this weekend, one of my friends, my nephew, Nate, the Sweetness's nephew, his birthday, he's turning 4 or 5. I think he's turning 4. So we're going to his birthday. His family's doing a whole like paint art thingy. So we'll be taking a little bash to it. But as far as bash going, like, man, this kid just every day just keep fucking amazing me of stuff he can do. Like so with the whole Montessori thing, it's like you basically give your kid like real life tasks for them to do, like jobs, like stuff around the house. And this kid loves emptying a dishwasher. He can, like, if I open a dishwasher, he can hear it and he'll come run out of his room to come help me empty it. It's the cutest fucking thing. And like he'll help, like he'll pull everything out and hand it to me so I can put it away. But like I'm trying to show him where things go. And like yesterday he actually was able to take like the cutting board and put it into the drawer that it goes into. It's like with like the silverware, he only empties the bottom part because he's not tall enough. But like for the silverware, like he will hand it to me, but he knows exactly where I am in the kitchen for him to hand it. So like if he hand me like he doesn't hand me like a bowl. If he hand me a bowl, he knows I'm standing over this area because that's where the bowls go. He'll like grab it and then turn toward me, and it's like it's, I don't know, it's freaking amazing. He went from throwing things out of the drawer to be able to put things back in the drawer, which is like it's cool. He's learning how to wash his hands. Like he's speaking of more and more words. It's just watching a kid grow is fascinating. It's like I remember when he was born, he couldn't do things. He couldn't lift up his head. Now he's like running around the house, and like he also has this new thing where, so like our dogs, they'll bark at anybody walking by or the doorbell, and we'll shush the dog. We're like, shh, like dog, shh. He started to do that too. So the dog will start barking, and he'll be like, shh. Like, wait, did he really just shush the dog? Like, holy shit.
He's going to start shushing his parents soon.
There's something that happened with him, and I want to talk about it. I just can't talk on the podcast because it's kind of embarrassing. But overall, it's great being a parent. Like this kid is amazing. He just continuing to grow, and I don't know. I just want the best for him, which is kind of crazy, but that's it for me.
That's good parenting.
I wait. He knows the intro to Bluey. So if you ever watch Bluey, like the whole part up to mom, like I'll like I'll stop and be like, Mom. It's like it's so fucking cute. Also, he knows to do a flip.
Forward
It's
or
great, like
backward?
a front flip.
Oh, nice.
Like he'll tuck his head forward and like pop up his hind legs, but he won't actually do it. He'll like roll onto his side, but like I can flip him over and he'll like giggle and stuff like that. I'll do a video of it. It's super fucking cute.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
That's all the kid taught I got.
Cronus, what you got?
Yeah, so I'll try to keep this brief, but my youngest daughter, she started kindergarten today, so it's pretty cool.
God,
She's
time
going,
flies.
Yeah, time does fly. She's going through a dual immersion program, which means that she's learning Spanish.
Oh shit, that's cool.
It's 90% Spanish in the class, so like basically her main teacher only speaks Spanish in the class, and then she has to like just figure that shit out. So there's something that happened earlier. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about that because it's kind of embarrassing. But she was okay. Yeah, I'm just glad to get her like in a school again, and to like because she loves like learning, and she actually didn't mind like the whole my teacher speaking a different language thing because she wants to learn like Japanese, and I was just like, well, when we go to like here where we are, San Diego County, like you're probably not gonna learn Japanese, but if you want to learn Spanish, let's do this. She's like, okay, learn Spanish. So I didn't know that she got into the dual immersion program because they didn't fucking tell us for some reason. But because I gave it as an option, like yes, please, but they didn't tell us she was in it because they actually had two different orientations. One was for English and one was for dual immersion. And I went to the English one because nobody told us that she was going to be in dual immersion. And then once we got like the, it's funny. We went to the orientation, and like literally like 3 hours later is when you got an email on like what class your kid was in, and the email that we got didn't say dual immersion, but Kay, she did some research and then she saw like, hey, the teacher that she's with in the classroom that she's in is dual immersion. And sure enough, yeah, she is. So I was like, was it weird? Like, what did you think about the class today? She's like, well, I didn't understand everything, but it's okay. So yeah, the kids are very, very resilient.
You're gonna have to learn Spanish too, because she'll be like, cuss you out in Spanish.
I know enough Spanish to like.
But you know the Spanish bad words for like you being cussed out.
Yeah. Last thing that I will say, I want to keep it kind of short, is I went through some like pretty significant mental health issues over the past week, probably like actually the past like couple of weeks, really. There is a new suicide hotline out there that just got recently changed over the last week. So if you're having like a mental health issue and you're thinking anywhere near suicide, dial 988 on your phone. And that's the new suicide hotline. It's no longer a long like 800 number. It's just 988. So if you're having any sort of like thoughts
Questioning.
of ending, whatever, like please call 988 and get some help. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Old Ninja.
Well, I guess to keep it kind of on that, so I'm gonna be going to early next week. I'll be going to a funeral for someone that I wasn't exactly. I mean, we knew each other. We weren't exactly close, but he was a young person that he's gone too soon, and so we ran kind of in similar circles. So I'm gonna go to his what my family calls a homegoing. Some of y'all listening, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's also on the flip side, I'm going to graduation on Friday, so I'm going to one of those early in the day, catching up with some friends I haven't seen in a bit. Congratulating, my boy Clue. He's doing. Oh yeah, Clue.
Yeah.
You came with him. He's graduating from aviation mechanics at college.
Good for him, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good times. I haven't seen him in a minute. Even though we talk every now and then, I still haven't hung out with him. so I'm gonna be able to hang out with him on Friday. I just kicked a Rona. I had it for like a week. I tested negative today, so I'm able to
Second
go
round.
to work. Yeah. Um, No Man's Sky on the flip side just updated again with a new expedition on its way. If it hasn't started already,
Anybody playing that game?
what's up?
I said, is anybody still playing that game?
A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of people are. They're actually getting new people playing. I want to get back into it, but I don't have
Yeah,
my
it's
stuff.
so the best way to play the game. My suggestion is to do the expeditions. The expeditions are only like a month long, so it gives you plenty of time to complete all the goals. If you miss a couple days, there's no issue. If you miss a
I
couple,
like how you casually just said it's only a month long. Like that's a. I understand for somebody that's old as fuck, that's not a long period of time, but for most
yeah,
people.
well, it gives a lot of people who have very busy lives a chance to play like once a week. So you're able to, get um, get the reward at the end. But this new expedition, you can end it at any time. So you can basically play the new stuff instead of going all the way to the end. If you feel like you've done enough, you can end it and get whatever rewards that you got. Apparently, there's this huge update. I was scrolling literally pages through the updates with the fleets. You get to basically be Captain Picard in this new update. You build your own fleet, build your own ship, or rebuild your ship. So it's going to be very fun. I think they're adding more density to stuff, a lot more shit you can do. Destiny, I've been playing that. I'm gonna be holding Prodigy's hand on how to jump and actually basically follow basic instructions so you can get
It's
so you can
double
get some of
jump,
this.
bitch. Double jump. That's the one. I can jump.
That goes into jumping overall. That's a subset.
It's the
Double
jumping
jump.
on the invisible platform that Miss Marvel puts out that it always fucks me up. She pulls the football away like Lucy on
Bruh.
Peanuts.
So there's if you bought the new DLC, literally what you described is like almost like a good quarter of that DLC.
God damn it.
So it literally you have a timer before that invisible platform disappears and you fall to your death.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I swear to God, I hate fucking platformers.
It's so
I
good.
just fucking hate them, man. I
Maybe that's why
I tried to play that Hollow Knight game because everybody kept talking about it. Oh, it's a 10 out of 10, a platformer. That shit sucked. Black and white and bad jumping. Fuck it.
I think that's why you didn't like Miss Marvel, because she can platform really easily.
You know what? That fucking might be it. I give her a D- now.
Oh, damn.
Platforming on them shiny fucking stars.
And then sometime before the next podcast, I'm gonna try to get out there and see Nope.
Oh yeah. That's getting great reviews.
I'm seeing mixed reviews.
Oh,
so
fuck them people.
yeah, so it's kind of weird.
They're not the target demographic.
They're not the demographic.
There you go. And so that's the thing. I feel like I'm in the target demographic. Black people.
IGN gave it like a 9 or something. Right?
They gave it a 9. They did give it a 9. I think there's another one I read. They gave it a 5. So
yeah, everybody got a
5 out of 10.
Yeah, so 5 out of 10. So I've been excited for it. I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele. I think he's a great writer. I think he has a very robust imagination. I think this is basically when you put black folks at the center of like an alien invasion or alien abduction, what would we do? But he makes it artsy. Okay. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what this is about. Yeah, I'm excited to see. So I want to try to see this before the next podcast. So that's it for me.
Right on. I actually might try to check that out. Maybe I'll hit up to the drive-in because Rona still has me fucking concerned and shit.
Oh, are there drive-ins here?
Yeah, there are. There's one maybe about 5 miles away.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have told you that. Yeah, the drive-in is actually legit over here. That's where I saw Spider-Man No Way Home.
There you go.
I'm going to get on some Destiny 2. I'm going to get that DLC. I'm going to play hopefully with old ninjas, and that should be fucking fun. Yeah, South Bay Drive-In. Yeah. All right. That's legit. And I'm still rewatching Interspecies Reviewers. I'm mad at the world, though. Y'all have not made this the #1 movie on Amazon or like all the streaming services. Like, y'all need to be supporting this. I feel like y'all aren't as serious about your hentai and your fapping as you need to be. Be in the target demographic. Join the winning team.
I think the target demographic is a little too small to make it that big of a hit. So
keep hope alive.
I think it's a very niche crowd.
God damn it. Well, watch it. More people need to watch it. God damn it. Other than that, and I'm replaying Last of Us 2. I felt like fucking doing that shit, and holy shit, I don't know why. Like, I guess it's been a couple years since it dropped. I'm noticing all the fucking little things about that game that I really like. Like, I didn't notice the first time I played it. They tell you exactly why Abby is Swole Abby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they really explain that quite fucking clearly. A lot of internet trolls and shit got angry about that, but like, she can't sleep at night. She's still having night terrors from that death of her father, and she has a gym right outside of her fucking apartment.
Yeah, it's literally the first.
I always thought she was in prison because I never played the game. I just thought she was locked up for a bit.
Not only that, she's like basically like an army brat or whatever. Like, so all she has to do is go on patrol, work out, and have night terrors, unfortunately, and think about the murder of her father.
Oh, I mean, she does have like a ex-boyfriend that cheated on her. So
yeah. There's just a lot of little things. It's worth a replay. Is all I'm saying.
There's a lot. You know what's fucked up is that there's a lot of movement in the game that you can do that the game doesn't tell you.
Exactly.
Like, that was what fucked me up. I was watching the what's his name, Sonny Lin or whatever, or the famous like guy who does like the slow motion stuff. He was doing moves in the game that I had no idea you could fucking do.
Yep.
Like, you can go prone by jumping backwards and shooting people. Like, you can like jump, like you can Superman punch people from a second story.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
There was a lot to that fucking game. I cannot wait. I hope they knock it out of the park with whatever multiplayer standalone game they're fucking finally doing. But long live Naughty Dog. I'm a huge fucking fan of that studio. That's all I got. Old Ninja, take us out, goddammit.
All right. Like I said, you experienced the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out. We are Black and Black times Infinity. Everywhere with me.
Bro, why you do that?
I had to, man.
He's been drinking.
You can find Blue on American Idol. I'm just saying, if y'all do enough research, those are Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Long-haired Blue.
Beathan BTI, BTHAN BTI. Anywhere you listen to podcasts or watch podcasts, we're on YouTube every Wednesday, 8:30 ish Pacific time, because we're on the West Coast. We're in the best coast of Golden State. You can email us, beathanbti@gmail.com. Check out our official website, benhatproductions.com/beathanbti, and then we have a Discord as well. There you go. And Discord. Oh, and if you have an Xbox, I don't know if you can do this on PlayStation yet, but you can use Discord on Xbox and do voice to chat, I guess.
In penetrating further and further into the unknown vastness of space. Yet many questions remain unanswered.